You know, there's an old saying that great fences make good neighbors. And if you're looking for an affordable and quality property fencing option, choose Heritage Fence Company in Germantown, Tennessee. Now, they specialize in all kinds of custom fence builds, no matter what you're needing, whether it's a privacy fence, ornamental, a 3-rail farm. They'll even do an electrical braid farm fence and pool safety fences as well. So you can call Corey or John and they'll work with you to build a fence that suits your needs and your wants. 901-326-2081. Corey, John, and their team, they're prepared to work with you to deliver high-quality fencing options for your home or business. Heritage Fence Company, 901-326-2081. Call Corey or John today. Heritage Fence Company, 901-326-2081. Fans, have you checked out the new 4-Star Sports Media YouTube page? If not, what are you waiting for? You'll find all your favorite 4-Star shows and exclusive content. It's easy to find. Just pull up YouTube on your favorite device, search 4-Star Sports Media. All the 4-Star shows are archived on the page, and while you're there, click on the bell icon and choose the all option so you never miss any of the great 4-Star Sports Media content like the new Ice Hogs podcast, the College Football Roundtable, The Point, and Inside the Hog Pen.
The following is a presentation of 4-Star Sports Media.
From the heart of Dickson Street, in the shadow of the University of Arkansas, this is 4-Star Sports, live from JJs.
We welcome you to an all-packed-out house here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Hello, everybody, from inside the hog pen. I am Razorback Zach, alongside my buddy, best friend, cohort, and the glue that holds us together every Friday night. From the NEA, Marcus MC Carlton. from the point and the president, he's not the boss, but thinks he is, Wes Pruitt. What's up, buddy? And from the brand new show, Man Cave, alongside Nathan Wilson, we've got Dylan Madden. Gentlemen, welcome to a stone's throw away from Razorback Stadium, JJ's on Dickson Street.
Thank God. We are
I
here.
tell you, this place is jam-packed. We've been here since about 11. Zach, this place is jam-packed, man. We've been here since about 11, and it's just getting busier. Like, there's steadily people coming in. You got Hog baseball going on right now. You got Hog basketball going on. It's a good day in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
I have never seen this many TVs in one area. My head's going to explode.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Today in Fayetteville is a good day.
MC, you're holding it down in the NEA. What's up with you, man?
Man, I'm a nervous wreck right now with this basketball game. It's just my heart rate's elevated. My watch is telling me to calm the hell down. I mean, it's just it's a normal day for me.
I mean, it can't be that normal, MC. We're not doing a show and you're not having a whole day together. So I guess that's a plus, right? But, guys, let me tell you something. We've got a great crowd here. But, MC, let me explain something. We talk about basketball. We talk about football. We talk about baseball. One thing we don't talk about, because we've said it on the show a lot, we don't know jack crap about the game of hockey. Wes has been at the hockey games. They're supposedly pretty good, right?
24-3 on the season. Right now, the Arkansas Hockey Club got a win last night, 5-3 over Drury. They are a Division II program. We got the show on the network called the Ice Hog Podcast. What that is the official podcast of the Arkansas Hockey Club. Last night they won 5-3 over Drury. We got bases loaded on the baseball game right now, by the way. But
if you spill your water, I'm going to laugh at you.
Hey, man. You gotta live dangerously sometimes.
Former guest last night, Zach, had 2 goals, 1 goal away from a hat trick, which is 3 goals in hockey, by the way. But got a big win.
I was like, what's a hat trick?
Yeah.
I do know that. I do know what a hat trick is.
Is that like a turkey and bowling? 3 strikes in a row?
Similar, except in hockey, they would take their hats off. You bring extra hats to a hockey game, so if somebody gets a hat trick, you throw the hats on the ice. If you're a Detroit Red Wing fan, they actually throw octopus onto the ice. That's a whole nother thing.
Wait.
Hey, I can go a step further than that. Nashville, they throw catfish.
Yes, they do.
On the ice.
Yes, they do. The
Catfish?
Nashville Predators throw catfish on the ice. Yes.
Yep.
Yes, they do. Man, I'm telling you, hockey is a sport you've got to get into. You've got to start watching it. It's a lot of fun. But they play today, 3:15 against Drury. It'll be the final game of this series. They're back home next weekend against Purdue, one of the top teams in the country. And then, Zach, this is where it gets good. The Arkansas Hockey Club is heading to nationals automatically. They're ranked number 6 in the nation right now in Division III hockey, and they will automatically go to nationals. It's played in Boston. It'll be March 12th through the 16th, I believe is what it is. But there's teams like Ole Miss will be there, Notre Dame hockey. Everybody knows about Notre Dame hockey. Teams and others, Missouri State, a program that Arkansas fans know really well with Bobby Petrino formerly being there. But people are going nuts here, Zach. People are walking by just screaming stuff at us.
We are in a prime spot here at JJ's.
Yes, we are.
I understand it. We don't have a lot of people watching right now because we are in the middle of 3 different Razorback sports going on right now as we speak. Down at Baum Walker, we've got the baseball game that's just should be just wrapping up here any minute now. Bottom of the 8th. What do you got, a score update on that?
Yeah, it's 8-3. Runners on 2nd and 3rd right now for Arkansas. Let's see.
Josenberg just hit a double to bring in several runs.
Right now,
they're throwing a submarine guy right now too, and he looks
like Bolton advanced to 3rd.
It looks like Diggs is probably about to send one to the moon on this submarine pitcher.
Yes.
You know, one of the things I thought, and everybody said that I was panicking or hitting the stress button, as Wes called it. I call it like I see it, and they struggled against Grambling. They struggled against Grambling
last year. They struggled against.
That's a hangover coming off that tournament down in Globe Life. I mean, coming off of that, I think the Grambling game was hangover.
I can get with that.
So here's the thing, though. I mean, and it happens to Arkansas. Here's the thing: it happens all around the country. We saw LSU just lost two of their very key players in baseball as well. But there's always at the beginning of the year. You go back and look at Wright State a few years back. There's teams that give Arkansas fits, but come later in the season, that's where this team's really going to shine. I mean, when you look at this lineup between Josenberger, Stovall, Wagner's got over 12 RBIs, I know for a fact, this season already. This is the 6th game of the season, Zach. This batting lineup is potent. They get on base. Moneyball. That's all it is. Moneyball. What do you like about the guy? What does Jonah Hill scream? He gets on base. That's what they do. But then their pitching staffs. That. When Dave Van Horn says it's the deepest pitching staff he's ever had, that is a massive statement for Arkansas baseball.
Yeah, it's one of those. Go ahead, Dylan.
That's really true. I know he's been bragging about it since the spring or fall, actually, since fall baseball. I know people have been slobbering over Josenberger too, but we didn't expect Wagner to come in as hot as he has, and he's really stepped up to the plate, metaphorically speaking, anyways. But
look at this man here.
I like it.
But yeah, I just think it being a really bad curveball that Grambling came in throwing 70 miles per hour. It is just really hard to come off of that from going from 95 all weekend. So that's why I kind of contribute that to a lot of.
So for those that are watching, if you guys want to get in on the action, leave us a question or a comment on the Heritage Fence Company live fan feedback. Big shout out to everybody here at JJs. They have taken care of us since we walked in the door. I got to tell you, I have to load it. Let's talk a minute about the food that we've got so far. You got the salmon, and you were in a puddle up here, just raving about it. What did you get? You got a
mushroom and Swiss burger, and that was my God, it was delicious.
I got the loaded queso dip. I'm like a fat kid on Christmas over here. I'm telling you, woo boy.
Man, I'd tell you, dude, that salmon was, I mean, you touch it with a fork and it just fell apart. It was so good.
Man. So the person that I hear that can smoke pretty good meat, that I got to make a drive up to Jonesboro because I hear MC can smoke a pretty good meat himself.
It's edible. Really? You know, people go back for seconds. So that's always a good sign.
That's good. I'm glad it's edible, MC.
I mean, hey, I've heard great things. I'm going to try to make it up to Jonesboro this summer sometime for one of his cookouts.
There you go.
I'm hoping I get an invite to that one.
It's an open invite for the whole team, man.
It's ITHP only. ITHP only. I'm kidding. No, but one thing here, and I want to give a score update. 11:35 left to play in the second half here. Alabama leads it 51-46 currently.
Brandon Miller's putting his foot in this game right now.
Brandon Miller's he's deadly from deep. No pun intended.
He's pretty deadly on the assist too.
MC. Oh, you did. Come on.
I think you had that one ready to go, didn't you?
That's been right here. Just waiting for the opportunity.
Just had it sitting there in the chamber, didn't you?
Yes, in the chamber, yes.
We're all going to hell. I'm telling you, we're all going. I had to apologize to the table next to us a couple of times, MC, because we've gotten a little rowdy.
I'm surprised not you guys. Fired already, honestly.
Come on, MC. You do a show with me every Friday. You know how rowdy I can get. Come on. Come on. But what? Let's switch gears for a minute, and let's talk about this women's basketball team for a second. Okay. Mike Neighbors is in his 7th year MC.
I believe it's the 6th, I think.
Can't get out of the first round of the NCAA tournament, and now he's starting to struggle against SEC competition. Does he enter the hot seat coming next year? I think he's so late in the season, and they're so close to March this time. I think he goes into next season with his seat just a little bit warmer.
Go ahead, Joe.
Man, I can't help it but say he's got to be on his seat's at least warming up a little bit. There's no way in the world that it's not getting a little uncomfortable in that office every single day. I mean, Mississippi State's not that great of a team, and they just made us look like we're junior high. I just don't know how you don't say that seat's not hot.
Well, okay, so here's my question. What is the standard on women's basketball? I mean, what are you looking for? Because I don't know. I don't follow it close enough to know. I know that Neighbors was a Final Four coach when he was hired in, native Arkansan. So it's going to be, he's going to have a little longer leash simply because he's a homegrown guy. Now, but your standard, what is your standard? I mean, this is not South Carolina. This is not UConn. This is not Tennessee Lady Vols. Where do you draw the line of being like, okay, that's too much?
I mean, here's the thing with Neighbors. He's a damn likable guy, number one. He's a super nice guy. He can relate to these girls. And if you look at the talent that he's bringing in, guys, it's not fodder. I mean, it's not bad talent. But the problem
you've got people like Chelsea Dungy, Amber Ramirez that he's brought in. He's got
Wolfenbarger.
He had I don't think Goforth is on the team anymore due to health reasons.
No. But there's another girl that transferred in that was an All-American elsewhere. The tall blonde. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. I'll have to look it up.
Riley Langerman too.
Yeah, Langerman. Langerman's a good one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Zach, here's the thing with Neighbors, man. I mean, how many times has he been to the NCAA? Once or twice, I know. I mean, 6 years, you go to the NCAA tournament twice as an Arkansas women's basketball coach, and then you're continually bringing in. He doesn't have to bring in a top 5 talent to stay relevant at Arkansas. The problem is you're not LSU. You're not South Carolina. You're not going to have year after year after year. You're going to have some years that are going to be, I don't want to say rebuilding years, but just down years for you until you can, say he's got a lot of youth in the program right now as freshman and sophomore. You can, 2 years down the road, they become seniors. It's the projection for this team, I think, which is what's kind of got him saved a little bit. I think it's getting warm.
I can see that.
I don't plot.
I can see. I mean, Hunter Yurichek's not the type of athletic director. And MC, you and I've talked about this when it comes to Pittman and Musselman. But Hunter Yurichek's not going to be the type of athletic director after one bad year ago. You're on the hot seat.
Exactly.
Okay?
Right.
He's even with 9:28 to go, 56-50. 10-3 Arkansas, bottom of the ninth.
Bottom of the eighth.
No, bottom of the eighth.
Anyway, like I was saying, Eric Musselman has the same issue right now. He's struggling a little bit. But, Dylan, when you look at this women's team, if you can get to the NCAA tournament with the situation, I say situations, with the type of players that he's got, with the hand that he's dealt, I think he's good unless he starts missing the NCAA tournament multiple times.
So I kind of agree. If you look at Arkansas women's basketball history, there's not a lot there at all. And to the point of like, where do we draw the line of what's enough for them? I think it's got to be to a point where, like, I mean, even Mike Anderson got to the point where he couldn't break through the second round. And
now I'm gonna defend MA for a minute, just because I grew up in that era with him under Nolan. The NCAA kind of screwed us a couple of years because the second round we ended up playing North Carolina twice, 2 years in a row.
Yep.
1 year we should have beat them.
that was the year they won the championship too.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But my whole argument is like we have got to see progress. We can't because I think it was the Chelsea Dungy year was 2 years ago. Since then, we've really regressed, and it's not for a lack of talent. Like they have more McDonald's All-Americans on that team than I think they've ever had. It's just it doesn't make any sense to me how we have all this talent, but it's not translating.
I think one thing that we're not talking about is the competition level in SEC women's hoops has come up because you had Kim Mulkey come over from Baylor to LSU to a program that was dead. That LSU women's program was dead, and she revived it immediately. Dawn Staley has built the new version of UConn at South Carolina. And when, that year, the Chelsea Dungy year, I mean, if you look at that, Arkansas beat Baylor, they beat UConn, and they beat Tennessee. They did not beat South Carolina because Staley was getting there with that monster, but the monster wasn't completely built yet. Now she's just got that monster over there. Mulkey's building a monster at LSU. Tennessee's on their way back up. Mississippi State is still good.
Not forget what happened with Pat Summit and Tennessee there for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, you have to give Pat Summit her due. I mean, anyone that doesn't, there's an issue. You have to give her due for what she did in Knoxville.
By the way, my bad body language is not due to anything you guys are saying. That's just my reaction to what's going on in the basketball game.
Timeout.
No,
don't let him lie to you. It happens every Friday night. Happens every Friday night. No, I'm kidding. No, guys, let's switch back gears here. And I took a walk around here in JJ's here a few minutes ago before we got on air. They've got a bowling alley in this thing.
Yeah, man.
But the coolest part was MC. We met Charles. Is the name familiar?
Charles, who you kind of broke up there?
Charles Washington.
Former
defense for Arkansas.
Yeah, start to say that should be ringing a bell with me.
Yep.
Nice shot right there by Arkansas.
That was pretty.
And one. Yeah, very nice by Nick Smith Jr.
Okay, that wasn't that
time. There's still time here for these guys to make a run. There's 8 minutes left in this game.
I will say this.
Yeah.
And MC, you and I talked about this on Inside the Hog Pen the other night. We wanted to see how this team would do in a hostile environment with Nick Smith Jr. back at 100%.
Yep.
What happens? This is what happens when this team is near 100%. Okay, this is what happens when. I read on an article online where it said that Arkansas has the potential at 100% to cut down the nets.
Well, they're going to have to start making some free throws because that's what's costing them in this game right now is they can't hit a free throw.
But MC, that's been our Achilles heel. That has been our Achilles heel since long back then. Way back with Stan, John Pelfrey, Mike Anderson. That has always been Arkansas's Achilles heel is they cannot make free throws.
Yep.
It's been really weird this game too. It's been really weird for this team too. Usually whenever they don't make their free throws, it seems to be that we win those games. It doesn't make any sense. But when we make the free throws, we lose. It doesn't make any sense to me, but I don't know. This game's coming down. It's getting a little tight here.
Yeah, 7:22 to go. Alabama's up right now, 62-53 on Arkansas. You've got Nick Smith right now with 17 points, 7-16 from the field. Debo Davis, 12 points. Walsh has got 4. I mean, this is now obviously Nick Smith's team. But
I disagree.
If you're Arkansas, you've got to have guys like Black, Mitchell's, the others. You've got to have them step up and be able to average 8-10 points a game for this team to really be nasty.
I still think this is Anthony Black's team, but Nick Smith Jr. is coming on strong.
Oh yeah. I would agree with that. I see that.
MC, you and I talked. This is Anthony Black's team, but Nick Smith Jr. is a close second. Do you agree?
Yeah, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a guy that can pretty much, get you that big bucket you got to have, that's going to be Smith. But Black is the on the floor general. I mean, he's kind of, he's not Corey Beck, but he's as close to Corey Beck as we're going to see. Golly. And I start bragging on him and he turns the ball over.
I I don't really put that on Nick Smith Jr. or on Anthony Black, but because he didn't have numbers.
And
He didn't have numbers. He had somebody. I mean, he got posted up at the net.
That
ball was. That wasn't. I won't put that on Anthony Black. I won't put that last turnover on Anthony Black.
I think it's just he's trying to make something happen, and the Bama defensive player guessed correctly on what he was going to do.
Yeah, I think he was trying to draw a foul there, and the Bama player knew it. But at the same time, I think these they're getting to be a little bit touchy on the fouls right now.
Well, that's one thing I wanted to bring up, and not to harp on officiating, but the way the game was called in the first half versus the way it's been called in the second half are completely different. And all I ask for is, consistency. If it's a foul in the first half, it should be a foul in the second half, and vice versa. So anyway, that's my soapbox.
I mean, let's put the whole few more curls, because that's my little shameless plug that I always do. But officiating, not even just in the SEC, but whether it be football, basketball, the umpiring in baseball. Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't have consistent strike zone in.
You're right. I mean, Zach, take for instance right now, Arkansas is up 10-3, top of the ninth, against Eastern Illinois in game 2 of the this weekend series here in Fayetteville, Zach. What we've seen today is that Arkansas pitching has been nasty. I mean, when you look at Arkansas, you had it's just really impressive. I mean, right now they're 13 of 37. They're batting .351 on the game, whereas Eastern Illinois is only batting .212. They've got 8 strikeouts. I mean, it's 2 extra base hits, and as we know, MC, you can attest to this as well. In baseball, the extra base hit is how you are moving runners around the bases. Yep. That's how you're scoring at a prolific pace. That's how you. As a matter of fact, we are down to our last out in the game. 2 outs right now, nice. with a runner on first.
So I got this text. I got to read y'all from a buddy of mine that's watching the basketball game. That last foul they called on Nick Smith right there before the media timeout. He got pretty animated about it. A buddy of mine texted me and he said, "Easy, Nick. If the popo is protecting Miller, the refs are going to protect him."
Oh!
These are the demented kind of people that I hang out with.
That's got.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
I mean, he's my co-host on Inside the Hog Pen, so need I say more?
Oh, you're good, bro. I got it. I know.
I mean, anybody willing to put up with my crazy ass every week, they sure gonna have demented friends. Hey, if you're just joining us, we are live at JJs on Dickson Street, a stone's throw away from Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Guys, my home away from home. And I love baseball. I love basketball. But everybody knows football is my bread and butter, and I'm starting to get that itch. I'm missing it a little bit. Just a little bit.
See, man, right now I'm a kid in a candy store. Baseball season's going on. Baseball season's getting cranked up. And the Diamond Hogs are a lot of fun to watch, man.
Yes.
But you've also got the Bogle Bombers. Courtney Deifel has done an incredible job with this softball team here in Fayetteville. And that's a rabid fan base. Dylan and I were talking about it earlier. That's a niche fan base that gets wild for their softball team.
Growing fast, too. You
got Shanice Dels on the mound. You've got Hannah Gamble. You've got who's the –
Jason Patterson's going to tell us a lot more about him here in a little bit, too.
Yes.
Yeah,
he is our resident softball player.
He's the softball guru, man.
MC, can we talk about Jason real quick? Jason Patterson joined us, a couple months ago? 2-3 months ago?
If that,
Not only does he bring it with an incredible show just off Markham, but then he comes back with articles that just – it's like you're sitting in the stadium when you read his articles. Same thing with his tweets as well. He's really – between him, Dylan, I mean, we have brought some great guys on board here.
Let me tell you about this. So for those that don't know, we remastered, and I gladly handed the torch off on the remastered remodeled man cave just a few days ago. And Wes, for those of y'all that have not had a chance to go listen to it yet, Dylan, you and Nathan knocked it out of the park.
Yeah,
Killed
no
it.
question.
Man, we can only do what we can do. You know, we just come out. We take.
Man, he's trying to be humble.
Mr. Humble. Well, you know, I mean,
I want my head to fit through that ring light at some point today. So, I mean,
What do you mean? It already doesn't.
So I'm gonna move on. No, we just we just try our best. You know, we text each other topics to think we talk about, and we don't tell each other how we feel beforehand. We'll go in there into the booth. We'll just start going after it, and you know, we had some good help from you too, Zach.
You know, Wes, I was in the helping them out recording that episode the other night, and the shout out, huge shout out to Nathan Wilson of our staff. Kind of been flying under the radar here lately. You put him in the driver's seat for the man cave, let him go, and he is shining. I mean, there is a fire, passionate. I'm so glad.
yeah, I tell you what, man. No secret, I've known Nathan for, well, damn, it's been 20 years now. And the guy has got passion in his voice. He's got passion inside of him, and you just kind of had to let him have it. You know what I mean? Kind of take the reins and run per se. And I tell you what, man, between Nathan and Dylan, they've got great connection. And listening to them, it's really kind of just a sit back and shoot the crap show. You know, something that you can listen to late night, and you know, just kind of hear how the people of America feel, or some people of America, not all, but some. Two, for example. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad.
I didn't catch any of that. MC, are you a good lip reader? Because I didn't catch that.
No, I'm not that good, man. I was trying.
I've heard some stories about you, MC. Don't worry.
What was it that
the flames coming through there?
Yeah. Hey,
no doubt.
those stairs were mother, wasn't they, MC?
But no, I just know if you sit there and you want to come watch us or listen to us, I know we have a drink in our we have a drink in our hands. Yeah. We got cigars in our mouths. Just come in, enjoy it with us. You know, that's what I gotta say.
That's it, man. And that's what it's all about. And then Matt Zimmerman. I mean, incredible interview recently.
Awesome.
And here I am thinking he was fixing to give us a compliment, MC. No, talked about every show on the brand, but he won't even talk about ours.
I'm not done. I'm getting there. I'm just moving down the table.
He points at me and he goes, Matt Zimmerman. I was like,
no, I mean,
what? That set me up.
I'm just saying, that was an incredible interview. But then you look at
it really was.
Then you look at ITHP. That's just, it's the constant weekly. You know, there's they don't take weeks off. If they do, they're coming right behind it with, you know, power pack shows, incredible, just not only detail into stuff, but you bring it from a fan perspective, which is something unique and not seen a lot.
You know, and about ITHP. Sorry.
All right, let's get back on to this real quick. Hey, Wes, speaking of Matt Zimmerman, I got a question for you. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
That's a great question.
To get that answer, you got to tune in to Just Off Markham.
True.
I got to mute my mic for a second.
But he's muting his mic right now, but I know he's still listening. Real quick, let me wrap this up about ITHP. Been around since 2017. It has never been as great as it is now to do this show, and all the credit goes to MC, dude. Like, for real. And I'm not just saying that. That dude brings his energy every week, and he makes me up my game. That dude's the real star of the show, not me.
Hey, I am the ugly kid at the prom. I'm just happy to be here.
That's my line. That's my line, MC. I'm the ugly duckling.
Maybe.
No, switching gears. If you guys are just joining us, we're live at JJs on Dickson Street, a stone's throw away from Razorback Stadium.
God.
And I tell you, this place. Oh, you're good, MC. This place is completely packed out. We've got people watching us as they're passing by. You can hear the crowd. It is currently 75-63 Alabama with 2:48 to go in the game. Man, I tell you, it's – did we expect to win this game?
No. But when we played the first half we played, you know – oh, hang on. I got another text I got to read, y'all.
Text. MC text.
I don't have my breaking news. I don't have my breaking news thing loaded up yet.
These are too good to not share with you guys. It's like,
I got this.
All right.
Zach's getting frustrated. He has to.
Yeah.
Hey, let me just give a quick shout out to JJs again, real quick, Zach. This place, Haley has been our waitress today, I should say, for the first part of the game. Let's bring her on real quick. This is Haley, our waitress. Haley has knocked it out of the freaking park all day long.
Wait.
Breaking news. When you come to JJ's, ask for Haley. She's going to take care of you. No questions asked.
To the end of the day.
JJ's
we're getting hate. We're getting hate from over here.
Hey, all of us have a whole lot of love to share.
Yes, most definitely. But man, this place is jam-packed. It's been jam-packed since 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
These people are in here working hard. The servers are everywhere. They're like rats. They're just moving everywhere.
I will say this
in a good way.
They're like pinballs in a pin machine.
Yeah.
There you go.
Pinballs in a pinball machine. I like that much better than rats.
Yeah.
The crowd in here has been great too. I've been high-fiving the table next to us all.
Man,
yeah,
look,
everybody's a star player here.
there's one thing about Fayetteville, Arkansas, and it is they will definitely make you feel like family. No question.
You know why?
Why?
Wait for it. One Razorback. As a great man once said, there's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there's only one Razorback.
One Razorback. I love that. I'm going to take that to the end of the day now. Uh-huh.
As long as it's not the front-facing hog, I'm good.
Thank God.
That's
Somebody
true.
else.
Give me the slobbering hog all day long.
Yes.
I thought we were going to see some slobber hog magic today in Tuscaloosa, but
Yeah,
Hey,
me
you
too.
can bring
Me
it.
too.
So I got to ask, I mean, what is one of the more popular dishes here at JJ's for somebody like Dylan, who we're not going to name names? Dylan, that's never been to JJ's. Dylan. So what's one of the more popular dishes or popular drinks? Because you guys got a fantastic bar selection in here too.
Yeah, most definitely.
Man. So one of our most popular dishes here has got to be either this is a hard one. Our blackened chicken sandwich is out of this park amazing. So we've actually started doing specials every day for food. So people come on a specific time for just one thing. And so we have the steak burrito on Tuesdays. And then we also have today it's going to be that
burrito.
steak burrito. Steak burrito.
Steak burrito.
Uh-huh.
I was like steak
Yes,
burrito.
sir.
Great burrito.
Yes, sir. And
getting
then
old.
so today we have the
That
basic
sounds good.
B. And with the basic B, you get 2 eggs, however you like them, 2 pieces of toast, bacon, country potatoes, and then gravy on top. Uh-huh.
You can't have that.
No, but I can't. But man, that
Threw it in
sounds
front of his
good.
face on accident.
Hey, but I do want to say once
It's
again
amazing.
that salmon I had with the rice
Oh.
and the grilled vegetables.
I mean,
Oh, look, if
it's
y'all ain't
amazing.
grilled salmon's incredible here, and it's a very, very, very reasonable price
Hey.
for salmon.
I've said Dickson has the best kitchen, okay? I can go somewhere else and be like, nope, I miss Boris.
Shout out to the cook, Boris. Shout out, Boris.
Shout out to
Makes a
Boris.
mean loaded queso.
Uh-huh. He does.
Yes, he does.
Everything's mean.
Yes.
One of my favorites has got to be the JJ's chicken wrap, though. Everybody knows that I come in here and they're like, so are you getting the JJ's wrap today?
Shout the whole menu
I go
out.
straight to it. Yeah.
Not to mention, she's got her coworkers sitting here watching, and pointing at
yeah.
her.
Yeah.
They're back here. They're
I
back
feel
there
like
laughing. and
I
sharing
have fans,
food.
guys. I have fans already.
you might as well shout out the Insta while you're there. So
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Go follow me on Insta. It's Low-Key Hales. Yes, sir. Low-Key Hales. All right, well, I got to get back to working, y'all. But it was great. Thank y'all for having me so much. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you for
Not a
hanging
problem.
out
Yeah,
with
y'all
us.
have been a great table today. Come
That's
see us at
funny.
JJ's. Uh-huh.
there you go.
Shameless plug. Look at that.
Endless plug. Yeah.
If you're If you just joined us after basketball and baseball games, we're live at JJs on Dickson Street.
Yeah.
MC holding it down in the NEA.
Today.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Are you looking
I
at a
tell you
mirror?
what, dude. If you allow us to broadcast in your bar, we'll bring your daggone bartenders and waitresses on to just plug your show, plug your
There you
brand, plug your cooks, plug
Oh,
whoever.
Jonathan Parker's watching us. He's one of our fans for ITHP, and he says, "What was our refs doing? That was goaltending." And I agree. On that play right there, Jonathan. That was goaltending.
Yeah, it was. No doubt.
So let me throw this out there. Do you think, and this has nothing to do with one Brandon Miller, but do you think that Bama, even in basketball, has Bama privilege?
Has Bama privilege?
I think we're seeing it in the second half here. I mean, what are they going to the review here? They're going to review something. I don't know what they're going to review.
They are looking at something. I'm not sure exactly what it is.
I mean, I don't like to bag on officiating, but if it sucks, I'm going to call it out. And the difference in the officiating in the first half and the second half is a tale of two different, crews almost.
Y'all don't mind me. I just got Andy Reid's playbook. It's the JJ's menu.
I knew something was coming with Andy Reid. I was waiting. No,
Don't mind me. I want to see where he choked in the Super Bowl.
I don't know if he's here or not, honestly. If he is, I would think we would know. Yeah, I would think we would know.
No, I didn't
know.
get to eat. Y'all got entrees. I got a nap, so I'm about to eat again. So y'all don't mind me. I'm going to try something.
We're live at JJ's. Zach's ordering food.
Right? I still hadn't figured out what we reviewed there, but, we had to stop.
I don't know what that review was either, MC. 10-point game, about roughly 2 minutes to go. Nice 3-point shot right there. That was a nice 3 right there.
We got to take a quick break so I can order real quick because I'm hungry. Man. You got me stressed out. I'm stress eating.
Why are you stressed out, dude? We're at JJ's. These folks are having a good time. The
stressing
place is
'cause of the
jumping.
basketball.
The place is jumping. Nice dunk right there to make it a 5-point game with 1:45 to go in the second half. Arkansas,
Guys,
and Alabama right now.
I think we're going to have to push this break back for the game. I think we're going to have to push it back.
Hey, they're battling right now in C-Town, as they call it.
Gives me more time to look at the menu here. But look at, I mean, y'all can't see all this, but look at this.
Yeah. Uh-oh, we got
that's a lot of food, man.
There it is. We've been waiting on it, Rob. Don't yell.
There it is.
We're doing a hall call live. We're live at JJ's right now. I was waiting on it. He did it anyway.
That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool.
Hey, shout out to this jacket right here, the throwback Arkansas jacket.
Man,
that's clean. Just sorry.
Believe it or not, that's an expensive jacket.
Oh, man, that might be a dagger right there. Ouch.
May not be. It may not be, me and C.
It may not be.
It may not be.
6-point game.
Hey, we got time. We got time.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, his leg's out.
Oh, easy.
Oh.
No, if you look at it.
Oh, that's ugly.
Yeah. Huh?
That is
Somebody thinks he got hit in another region.
That wasn't his leg. That was the man cave that got hit.
Yeah.
because he had the
delay.
delay.
What do they call it? Do they call it family jewels anymore? Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Back in the day, they did anyway. I know.
You can tell because he had that, and you guys know what I'm talking about here. That delay between oh God, this is gonna hurt, and then the pain hits. He had that delay. You could see it.
And then the problem is, as we all know, you see it coming in slow motion, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yep.
It's one of those moments.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right. So, do we want to push the break? I mean, we got to pay a couple bills while we're here. So,
I don't know. I feel like we should wait for this 113.
I'll take. How about a 30-second break?
Let's take a 30. Yeah, we'll take a 30 second.
Yeah, because they're in time.
All right.
30.
You're watching and listening to us live here at JJ's. 4-Star Sports Media is live from JJ's on Dickson Street. Back in 30 seconds. Welcome back. We are live from JJs on Dickson Street. Sorry, I totally screwed up my timing there. My bad. We have a phrase on Inside the Hog Pen when that stuff happens. It's called "What Happens on Live."
I have a phrase called "It is what it is."
Yeah.
I have a phrase for it too.
Well, then why don't you just pick me in the man cave? Why don't you? God. Anyway, hey, big shout out to Little Elephants Design Company for my personalized cup. You can get these two on the Etsy shop, Little Elephants Design Company on Etsy. $35 will get you a custom-made cup. Anything you want on this cup, they can do it. It's Little Elephants Design Company. Mine has my favorite Razorback logo on it, not the forward-facing hog. And then, of course, Sam Pittman's phrase, "Turn that damn jukebox on." So give them a shout, give them to check it out, and order your cup. Dude, they can make Little Elephants Design Company can make cups for any occasion or just because you want a custom cup. They can put the 4-star logo on there. Check them out. Anyway, let's get back to the 78-72, 1:13 left to go in the game. And this could be.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to do whatever I can to get some good mojo going here because I've got
He's flipping his hat around backwards.
Yeah, I'm toying with putting the beer hat back on.
Hey, look at.
You know what?
Gotta go
I'm
rally
toying.
hat. Gotta go rally cap on it.
Let's do this. Let's see what.
By the way, our TV is faster than Jonathan's Parker's, so we
bad,
apologize,
Jay.
Jonathan.
Oh, hey, Jonathan Parker points out I never
point.
read the second text message I was going to give. So this is actually from a family member of mine. He said, "Should we be surprised that Alabama's committing murder on these fouls in second half? After all, Brandon Miller is playing."
Listen, he's just an accessory to it. He's not committing it himself.
He handed them the ball. No knowledge of what was going to happen.
He's passing the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we have a new member joining us. Our boy CJ just got in from Baum Walker.
Hey-o.
Our boy CJ just got in from Baum Walker, so we're going to get an update.
What? Where's he at?
He went into the restroom.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice. I don't know, bro. I'm watching. There's so much going on here today. Like,
JJ's is so active. This baseball game just ending.
Active, man.
It's about to get even crazier.
It's about to really amp up now that the baseball game's over.
Yeah,
but he's going to give us insight while I step off and eat. He's going to give us some insight as to how the atmosphere was at Baum Walker today and what he saw. And then here a little bit later, Jason Pattison is going to give us an update from Oakville Park. But Wes, when you look at this team, I mean, where an MC jump in on this too, buddy.
All right.
Where do we see this team sitting as far as the NCAA tournament? Are they a lock at this point?
100%.
I know
100% a lock.
100% lock.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
7-10 line?
Right now, 8-9 right now.
I don't want the 8-9.
I don't want the 8-9 line,
and that's
but
the
that's
thing.
where they're at.
That's what I was about to say. The 8 to me, and I believe MC said this on the most recent ITHP. I don't want that 10, that 8-9 because obviously you have to go play the number one. That's going to be an issue because you're going to. I think as MC said, literally, you're going to play one of the top 4 teams.
Yeah.
But if you, when you look at Arkansas basketball right now, you're down 35 seconds to go. Bama's at the line. You're what's Arkansas' record? You're 19-9, so you're going to be 19-10 after this game if they don't.
8-8 in the SEC.
Yeah.
8-8 in the SEC. I think a much improved SEC, to be honest with you. A team like Kentucky that a lot of people really didn't think was going to have a good year has turned around and had a pretty decent year. Florida's shocked some people, teams like that. But when you look at Arkansas, I think MC's about right. That 8-9 range, and I don't think that's a bad spot for Arkansas because with this team healthy, they can play with anybody in the nation.
Yeah,
there's no question.
Well, that's not just coming out of my head. That's Joe Lenardi. Joe Lenardi's got them on the 8-9 line right now.
Okay, but I mean, I don't want to get hung up playing. And again, I know they're not in the number one spot, but I don't want to get hung up playing the likes of like a North Carolina, a team like North Carolina, right? I mean, or somebody of that caliber though in the second round, because unless we come out and just completely blow the field, I mean, I don't know. Again, basketball is not my forte. MC, that's where the school of hog.
So three of your top 4 right now are going to be Alabama, Houston, Alabama, and Purdue. We're not going to get matched up with Alabama in the second round because they don't set tournament brackets up that way. Houston's the one I want to avoid. Purdue doesn't scare me. Houston is almost a clone of this Alabama team, and that's who you want to try to avoid in that 8-9 or that 8-1 matchup, 9-1 matchup, whatever it may be. But, if Arkansas, so their chances are they're probably not going to win today. If they split the last 2 between Kentucky and Tennessee and then win 1, maybe 2 games in the SEC tournament, that might bump them up to that 7 line, depending on what else happens.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I feel like we have a better shot against Tennessee than we do against Alabama today. Tennessee's been slumping really badly lately. Alabama, they're playing for something. I can't tell you what the something is, but they're playing for it. But
we know that's going to be avoided. So,
but I feel like we have a good shot against Tennessee. We're really good at defending the 3. Earlier in the game, I saw that. That's tough. But earlier in the game, I saw that we were holding this Alabama team to 5% shooting from 3-point line. This team has gone up and down the floor shooting threes since Nate Oates has been there. Holding them to 5% at any point in this game is impressive. And
and I think we gave up. Well, I think we let them kind of control the pace because as much as we like to run, they're a faster team than we are, and I think we let them kind of set the pace for the second half, and I think that's where we've kind of struggled. And how big is it? How nice would it be to have all those missed free throws back right now?
Pretty good. Pretty nice. Pretty nice.
The Avengers have assembled.
Zach, you want to take a break for just a minute?
You want to take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break. We're going to bring on Christian Johnson. And but I'm going to step away. One of these.
There's an old saying that great fences make good neighbors. And if you're looking for an affordable and quality property fencing option, choose Heritage Fence Company in Germantown, Tennessee. Now, they specialize in all kinds of custom fence builds, no matter what you're needing, whether it's a privacy fence, ornamental, a 3-rail farm, or they'll even do an electrical braid farm fence and pool safety fences as well. So you can call Corey or John, and they'll work with you to build a fence that suits your needs and your wants. 901-326-2081. Corey, John, and their team, they're prepared to work with you to deliver high-quality fencing options for your home or business. Heritage Fence Company, 901-326-2081. Call Corey or John today. Heritage Fence Company, 901-326-2081. Fans, have you checked out the new 4-Star Sports Media YouTube page? If not, what are you waiting for? You'll find all your favorite 4-Star shows and exclusive content. It's easy to find. Just pull up YouTube on your favorite device, search 4-Star Sports Media. All the 4-Star shows are archived on the page, and while you're there, click on the bell icon and choose the all option so you never miss any of the great 4-Star Sports Media content like the new Ice Hogs podcast, the College Football Roundtable, The Point, and Inside the Hog Pen.
everyone, and welcome back to JJs Live. We are live right now on Dickson Street. We got Christian Johnson in the house with us. Christian, you were at the ball game today, man. Let's talk about this Arkansas win. Got to win 10-3 today over Eastern Illinois.
Yeah, it's a good Eastern Illinois squad. They're a scrappy bunch. They got some hard throwers on the mound, and Arkansas.
I'll mute your mic. Yeah, I got Christian Johnson here with us. There you go. There he is.
Yeah, man. Eastern Illinois is a good baseball school. They hung around for most of the game. I think it was like 5-3 late in the game, and then the offense kind of exploded late in the game. But good pitching performance by Will McIntyre. The bats, they were pretty hot today for the most part, and just a good atmosphere. Wasn't sold out. I think that was because of the weather a little bit, but it was a good game.
Hey, Christian, what was your take what was your take on Will McIntyre coming out today and have a much better performance?
That's what I was going to say. Will McIntyre had a great pitching performance. I think he only gave up 1 earned run, maybe 3 hits, something like that. And, they hit him pretty hard, but he was able to kind of settle down, and the balls that were hit were outs, and he wasn't, walking a bunch of batters. So he did really well today, and one of his better performances. It's good to see that out of him.
Yeah, and it seems like that to flip to the other side of the ball, Jared Wegner, he's just seeing a beach ball right now every time he steps to the plate.
Yeah, Jared Wegner, man. Right now I'd say he's the, I don't know about if you'd say the leader, but he seems like he's the guy that seems like he's a little bit ahead of everybody else. I know that's probably because of his age, and we got a lot of youth on this team. And I'll tell you,
Trying to connect to the internet right now. Give me a
Josenberger also impresses me a lot too. He had a line drive rocket home run today, and a lot of hard hit balls today, a lot of pop ups. I think seeing this pitching staff out of Eastern Illinois, I think that's actually what Arkansas is used to seeing. It's definitely a lot easier for them to adjust than obviously it was against Grambling when they were facing 78. So the bats look a lot better today.
I was talking to a friend of mine he's a baseball first guy. He's diehard baseball fan. Goes back to the days.
Yeah, most definitely,
George
Christian.
Field.
MC, the baseball team exploded for 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th today. I tell you what, this lineup between Josenberg, Wagner is what, 12, 14, 15 RBIs by now on the season, MC. When you look at this
through 6 games. Yeah.
Exactly. Through 6 games, he's already over 12 RBIs on the season. Christian just talked about it. That's a scrappy Eastern Illinois baseball team. And we're going to see them again tomorrow at Von Walker. When you look at, and we're getting ready to bring Sydney Fields on from Running to the A to talk a little bit as well. Come on in, Sid. Got Sydney Fields on with us as well. An incredible job.
Well, we're classing up the joint now. So,
yeah, sure.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. I got you.
All right, good deal.
So, Sydney, you look at this baseball game today. Arkansas got the win 10-3. Exploding for 5 runs there in the bottom of the 8th. We're just talking about this lineup, how potent it really is. You got guys like Josenberger really took off today. He struggled a little bit to start the season. Who are some players that you really have been impressed with?
I'm really impressed with Josenberger. I'm impressed with Jacob Wegner. I'm really impressed with him. I'm excited to watch him for the rest of the season. Diggs had a good day yesterday. He was all right today. I hope to see more production out of Caleb Cali. He didn't have the best time down in Texas, but he came in yesterday. He played today. He's been doing all right. But it's been hard to keep up with baseball when softball's going on at the same time. And I've been in softball the last 2 days. I didn't go today, but
Yeah.
they got the win earlier today. So
Yeah, how about
it's
the
hard to keep
softball
up
team?
with. Oh, they're awesome. They won 7-2 today. I heard Coach Deifel was just going through the lineup today. She had everybody hitting, but they're doing really well. This weekend and next weekend, they're going to be really important for them to just kind of grow and figure out where to go and where everybody needs to be. And they've done a really good job figuring it out.
You know, Kristen, when you talk about baseball, Dave Van Horn just got his 800th win as the head coach, and about softball now.
Yeah.
You look at the coaching staffs of all Arkansas. These two programs specifically, baseball and football, are two that I think can be sustained for many years to come. And Dave's been here 20 years.
Yeah, Dave's been here 20 years. You know, Deifel just got here. And look what she's done in the short amount of time. Turned it around completely on the map. And then she brought it up in a very quick amount of time. So I think you can expect Arkansas softball to continue to be good. Look, they're 11-3 right now. Finding out some wins. I think they took 2 or 3 from Arizona, who's a really, really good softball program. So I'm excited almost just as much about softball as I am baseball right now.
Dude, they're so fun to watch. Coach Deifel, the thing is, it's like they're a true family program. They love each other. The hugs that you see within the coaches, they just love each other and they have a good time. And, they went 2-1 against Arizona, they're like a true softball blue blood. They're like a Duke for North Carolina in basketball. They're a true blue blood. They're incredible. Getting 2 wins out of them was incredible because, earlier, they had 2 games yesterday. They played
Drake a couple times,
11 innings. And
wow.
I thought there was no way that softball would be able to bounce back, and because they had Arizona after that, I thought they were done. After 11 innings, that's a battle.
Oh, yeah.
So them coming out of that and then beating Arizona, they played against their ace twice, and their ace is one of the best pitchers in the country. And getting those 2 wins was huge for them. So I think they're figuring out. They switched up catcher. They put one of the twins at catcher instead of Hannah Gamble. They put Hannah Gamble back at third, and Spencer Prigge was hurt, so Hannah might be staying there for a minute. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, but they definitely get to play around with where everyone is in the infield, where everyone is in the lineup in the league. So it's exciting to watch.
Yeah, you know, Christian, she has talked about it. Courtney Deifel, the job she's done. Yeah. Sorry, I'm good. That's really holy cow, and I'm live on air right now. Holy, yeah, I almost said some words.
Nothing like live TV, man.
Oh, nothing like live TV. You're good. You're good. Oh, yeah. You're good. But no, let's talk about Courtney Deifel right quick. When you look at the job she's done in Arkansas, it's been incredible. It really has. Some say that there's some holes in the staff. When you look around the country, no staff's going to be perfect.
No, it's well, Shanice, you're fine. Courtney's amazing. Matt's amazing. Coach Yo's amazing. They have an incredible coaching staff. And so, you know how our gymnastics coaching staff is straight Olympians? That's how Arizona's coaching staff is.
Yeah.
So Arizona's coaching staff is Caitlin Lowe. She's an Olympic gold medalist. They're all softball Olympians. They're all incredible. And so just us, we were sitting in the stands and we looked over and we saw Caitlin Lowe sitting there and Lauren and Taryn and these other girls. And we were like, oh my God, we looked up to them growing up, in the world of softball. But then we sat there and I was like, their coaching staff is Arkansas's gymnastics type level coaching staff. And we got 2 wins out of them and won the series. Huge. Courtney, the way Courtney handles her team and handles the girls, there's nobody better to be at Arkansas than Courtney Dykle.
Yeah, Christian, hit your mute button. But I tell you, when you look at Dave Van Horn, 800 wins at Arkansas, over 1,000 wins as a head coach. 21st season this is 21st season, as you well know.
Yeah.
Look at the pitching staff. Dave Van Horn in the opening press conference of the season said it's the deepest pitching staff he's had while he's been in Arkansas. That may be one of the boldest statements ever. Also, he made the statement that's a fact. You're not going to see the shortstop second baseman combination here ever again. No questions asked. When you look at the baseball team, is there any holes in this team at all? I don't see any.
I don't know. I haven't been able to really just dial in and focus on them other than today.
Yeah.
I couldn't really watch them that much in Texas. I saw them a little bit yesterday. I saw most of the game today. I love Brady Slavens at first and Peyton Stovall there at second. I love that little duo. I mean, those are our guys. Those are our guys that came back.
Right.
They didn't leave. I love seeing them there. They're kind of working people in and out at third, so they'll get that figured out really soon. But I like what's going on over there, and there's nobody like DVH. I mean, he'll figure it out.
Hey, what do you think about Slavens getting a shot at third yesterday?
There you go, Christian.
I didn't see it, but
he actually didn't look bad. Phil and Bubba were talking a little bit about it on the radio, talking about he kind of has a weird throwing motion coming from third all the way over to first. But I think part of that may be because we don't see Brady get a chance to throw the ball that often.
So they threw Slavens into third yesterday?
He played third base yesterday.
I didn't see that at all.
He had a few balls hit to him, made some good plays, and got the out. But it was weird seeing, because Slavens he's just got that build of a first baseman to me.
Yeah.
And to see him over on third was a little awkward. And I don't know if maybe he maybe bribed DVH with something to get to play third yesterday or what. But he played third yesterday. It was interesting.
Did Callie go out of third? Has he been rotating in and out of third over there?
A little bit, yeah. From between the Grambling game and then also from yesterday. I think they're just trying to change things up with Callie a little bit, try to get him out of that slump that he's in at the plate because he's struggling right now.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're gonna,
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, if you're gonna have a guy struggle, I guess it's best to have him struggle February, March rather than May and June.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
What was your question, Wes?
When you look at this roster, I mean, when you look at short and second, you're filling a major hole, a major void in this roster.
Yeah.
You look at the Callie, and the other guy there, it's short. That name slips my mind. I don't know why.
Is it Josen? No.
No. Let me see.
Anyway, I know what you're trying to say. I want to answer the question about what weaknesses this team has. Right now, I think it's early. We haven't really we played some good teams in Arlington. If you look at that TCU game, that was weird. Obviously, if you look at that game, you'd say the pitching needs a lot of work, but I think the pitching is still pretty strong even without Jackson Wiggins. If McIntyre can pitch, sort of like he did today, he's going to give up hard contact, but he can't fall apart. If he can just keep giving up contact and not walking guys, I think, with him and the other two guys are slipping my mind right now. Hagen Smith. And if they can keep pitching well, I think this team offensively is plenty good enough to make another run to Omaha. I would like to see them, how they stack up against some of the SEC foes this year, and we'll see that pretty soon.
I think McIntyre looked great today.
He did.
I'm excited about him, and I'm excited to see Hunter Holland tomorrow.
Yeah, Hunter Holland's the other guy I was thinking. Hagen Smith and Holland, they're been automatic so far, and then look what you got out of McIntyre today. So
yeah, you get what 4 1/3 or 4 2/3 out of McIntyre, and then I'll tell you who has surprised me so far on the pitching staff, and that's Cody Frank, the transfer from Nebraska. The way he's come in, Yeah, the way he's come in and just an all business attitude and coming in and just mowing folks down. Now he did give up a moonshot today, but I mean that's going to happen. It's baseball. That's going to happen from time to time.
Those Eastern Illinois guys can hit a fastball just like we can. That's the biggest thing I noticed today about Eastern Illinois is they have no problem hitting a fastball.
Well, and I noticed that they don't use very much of the batter's box either because they are crowding the plate. Every single batter in their lineup is like right up on the plate. I mean, there's no room anywhere to try to get a ball inside on them.
And obviously I said this earlier. I feel like the faster the pitching, the better Arkansas plays. That's just the way I see it. They can hit. Arkansas can hit a good fastball. They're patient though too. They don't just swing at every fastball. They swing at their pitch.
Hey, Wes, I'm going to jump over here to the live fan feedback real quick. Jonathan Parker's over here bringing the wood, and I feel like we need to acknowledge him. I'm going to go back a few comments, back up here to Jonathan Parker comes in and says, I hope Callie can start hitting the ball like he was in fall ball. That's the thing. Callie was absolutely he was going Brandon Miller on the ball in fall ball. I mean, he was just straight up murdering.
I don't want to talk about Brandon Miller right
now. Hey, Sydney missed my pot shots earlier that I was taking.
Were you firing them earlier?
Hey.
Yeah.
Were you guys live during the game?
Yeah.
I was keeping the chamber was smoking the whole time. Jonathan comes back and says, and
MC, when you were talking about Cali, I'm going to towel and draw. But MC, when you talk about Cali, coming into the season, everybody thought he was the surefire, no question, third baseman. But when you look at what Diggs has done, I mean, there's a girl named Sarah Vogel. She's Sarah.
I know Sarah.
Daddy Diggs is what she calls him. She loves her some Kendall Diggs, and the guy is playing incredible baseball to start the season. But Callie's got power. We know Wegner's got power. Wegner just puts the ball where they ain't. But you've got multiple guys down the line that have really played some great baseball. Hey, we are live right now at JJs Bar and Grill. Just had a drink spilled on me just recently. That was
pretty recently.
Got pretty close to that board.
It really did, man. I am staring at this board.
I mean, it was about an inch away.
Oh man,
I was cringing over here because I could just see, that drink hitting the board and then smoke.
It got really close. I mean,
I'll be honest with you, man. It took all I had not to drop some major expensive.
It was cold. I felt a couple splashes.
Yeah. You held your composure quite well.
I'm definitely going to go back and look at my initial reaction because I'm sure my face is just initial fear. But yeah, no question. We're going to take a quick break. MC will be back here shortly. We're going to get Jason Patterson on here, and we're going to get Razorback Zach back. Well, but going to take a quick break here. We're live at JJ's on Dickson. Come down and see us. 4-Star Sports Media is live. Going to take a quick break. Be back here in just a few minutes. Welcome back to JJ's right here on Dickson Street here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Jason Pattison is with us. We've got Wyatt Gilbert, the resident manager at the moment. By the way, make sure you unmute your mic there on the screen. Got Wyatt Gilbert with us as well. Wyatt, man, we've had a great time here at JJ's. We're really just getting cranked up, man. About a half hour into it. Your food is incredible. Your service is incredible. And this venue is just, you got a bowling alley in the back.
We strive on customer service here. We don't go on the first visit. We want to emphasize that second visit. Get a personal connection with everybody.
Yeah, most definitely. Man, when you look at JJ's, Haley was our waitress tonight. She was live on there earlier, as you saw. Talk a little bit about your staff here at JJ's and how hard they work.
Yeah, our staff, so it's mostly a majority of college students. We just had a meeting last week talking about how coming into work with a positive attitude, changes everything. If you don't come in with a positive attitude, then you're going to reflect that on your guests, and it's just not going to be a good experience. So we're all about high energy here and just having a good time,
Yeah, most definitely. Jason, what do you got for him?
Yeah, well, so there's over the last few days, the softball tournament, the Razorback Invitational, it's been quite a up and down weekend for the Razorbacks a little bit. First game, you saw a really, really competitive game with Arizona in game one. Squeaked out a win there at the very end. Came back to the next game, and they really didn't have the best game. Talked to Coach Deifel about that a little bit, and she was not very pleased with the performance. And so they came back yesterday, came back extremely strong. And took the game against with Drake. They went to 11 innings. Transfer Kylie Halverson. She tied the game up in the seventh with a single to the left, and then she came in again and won the game for the Razorbacks with a hit to right field. And so you really kind of have to encapsulate how everything went. And so far, they came back today against Drake, and they handled business pretty well.
Yeah, most definitely. Wyatt, when you look at the sports scene here in Fayetteville the Arkansas Razorbacks are the professional team of Arkansas. Let's just call 100%. It what it is. When you look at this team and your establishment here at JJ's, obviously this place is jam-packed, man. It's been jam-packed all week long. So from a resident Fayettevillian, I don't know is what you would call it, I guess.
I like it. It sounds good.
Okay, cool. Is it like this year round? Because, it seems like, Jason, you can attest to this, every sport at Arkansas is just top-notch.
Yeah, so majority of our business rides off of how Arkansas does. Arkansas football season, that is one of our busiest times. Every weekend it is jam-packed, and if it's a home game, you can guarantee this place is going to be packed out, and we're going to be on a 50-party away at least. And when the Hogs are doing good, our business is doing good, and we just kind of build off each other's energy. When the Hogs are on fire, so are we.
Yeah, I tell you what, man, speaking of on fire, this bar is absolutely on fire, man. Us from all of us here at 4-Star Sports Media, we really appreciate you allowing us to come and broadcast today, man. It's been a lot of fun. We hope that we've garnered a little bit more attention to your restaurant today.
Oh, 100%. Everybody's walking through, they're like, what's going on back there? And I'm like, well, give them your little card that you gave me. And I'm just like, I'll go check it out, pop on, see what's going on. Ever since we've opened, since 11 a.m. this morning, we've been jam-packed on our way. If you're going to watch the Hogs, if you're going to do anything in Arkansas, this is the place to be.
Yes, sir, it is. No question about it. Wyatt Gilbert has joined us this afternoon, here from JJ's on Dickson. Barstool Sports voted this bar what was it, Gilbert? Y'all won. Y'all moved up each year.
Yeah, so last year we finished in the top 4. Year before that, it was the Elite 8, and then year before that was the Elite 8 as well. So We found out this year that they're not doing it by bar; they're doing it by city. So you have to vote for Fayetteville as like one of the best bar cities now. You can't do it like vote on JJs anymore. So we were kind of bummed about that because that's like one of our biggest things. Like we get such a large Twitter following for everybody like voting for JJs, like trying to get us up there like nationally ranked, and we're kind of bummed to hear that they were only doing the city. So we'll just see how it goes, I guess.
Man. Wyatt Gilbert, thank you very much for joining us today, man. And as always, once again, anytime you want to come back on 4-Star, reach out to us, man. We'd be glad to have you guys back on.
Awesome. I appreciate it, Wes. Thanks, Jason.
Yeah, no problem.
Not a problem, man. Jason, you look at this women's softball team. You just talked about it. They were in a battle, an absolute attrition of, just everything. What was it, 11 innings? So there was a little bit of history made. Let's talk a little bit about that history that was made yesterday.
Yeah, so I was up in the press box, and I was where it was in the second inning, and Nikki McGaffin got in a little bit of trouble. And Coach Deifel looks over, and she calls up Hamna Kamazid. And I looked at Grace for she's the communications director. Has this ever happened before? And she said, I don't think so. It was history because it had the very first battery of twins in Arkansas softball history. And I don't know of anywhere else that has had that before happen. I'm sure it may have happened before, but as far go back in Arkansas Razorback stats, it has never happened. That's since 2013.
Wow. That is crazy. This softball team, we talked about it earlier, the job that Courtney Deifel has done with this team. Talk a little bit about Deifel. Talk a bit about this program. Obviously, you got a pitcher that's just a shutdown pitcher in Dels. But talk a little bit about this staff. Talk a little bit about this program, and the chance that they're going to just have sustained success.
Yeah, you look at Coach Deifel and her team coming into this season. It kind of reminded me of Coach Musselman and the basketball team. There was so much turnover. You lost a starting left fielder, a starting center fielder. You moved your third baseman to catcher. You lost a catcher that was seasoned 4 years at Texas and then 1 year here. And then you lost all-world first baseman and Gibby. And she had a lot of turnover on that team. So you kind of walked into the season, you're not quite sure what to expect. All they've done is came back out, and they have continued to win. They're 10-3 on the season. They dropped a kind of a heartbreaker to Arizona in the second game on Thursday. That's fine. And they had some really tough competition in Clearwater. It really goes to show you the type of coach, Coach Deifel is that not only is she able to bring in the best talent, she's able to bring the best talent that fits the system that she has set up. And you take a look at what Coach Deifel has done with with Coach Michael, and I know that he kind of pulls the strings with the analytics, and she helps put all the players in the best spots possible. It's a masterful job that she's done. What she's done just this year, more or less over the last 8 seasons. And I wrote a piece about this back in January. Can she catch that elusive trip to Oklahoma City in the Women's College World Series? That's one of the things that I know it doesn't really eat at her, but it sits on the back of her mind and saying, we need to get there. As a program, you want to see if she's able to turn this program into what Patty Gass has done over at Oklahoma. UCLA, for instance, Perennial Powers, she was fourth in the team was ranked fourth in the country coming in. With that many new pieces, you start to have to wonder, okay, everybody that does vote, they know that she's got quality that when she puts that team out. And so she's starting to gain that national recognition, not only around the coaching circles, but also with the recruiting circles, because she's able to not rebuild, she's reloading.
That's a great point. Dylan, when you look at this softball team, man, they are really, really grinding, as Jason was just describing. But Dylan, when we come, we're gonna take a quick break. Actually, what? Before we take a break, let's just finish off softball. They're really good, man. This team's good. We're talking about it now. They're deep. They've got pitching. They've got bats. They've got everything that they need to make that run to Omaha that Jason was talking about.
I think
How close are they?
I think the biggest thing for them right now is you see it in a lot of women's sports is it's always heavy up top, always heavy up top. She's getting to the point where she's getting those players transferring from Oklahoma, transferring from Alabama, getting all those high quality players. And I don't think she has too much longer before she actually breaks through and we actually see a deep run coming. I don't know if it's going to be this year. I know they're swinging the bat well right now. I just know like they are building something that's going to be a monster soon.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. Well, we thank Jason Patterson coming on with us. He is our resident softball coverage here at 4-Star Sports Media. Go by 4star.live. You can check out Just Off Markham, which Jason hosts, and you can also read the incredible articles. It's like being at the game when you're following Jason Patterson. Also, Jason, real quick, man, just before we get out of here and take a break, how can everybody follow you on Twitter?
You can follow me at the J Patterson on Twitter. I do live tweet the games, so if it gets to be a little bit much, I get it, but that's fine. And I guarantee though that it's not play by play, but it is. I hit the high points, and if there's a lot going on, you're going to be able to read about it. If you can't read it on Twitter, go on to 4-Star Sports Media too to read all the articles as well.
Yeah. Most definitely, man. Most definitely. We're going to take a quick break. We are broadcasting live from JJs on Dickson right here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. It's a jam-packed JJs, and it's just getting busier. Going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about Arkansas baseball with Razorback Zach. He'll be back with us right here on the 4-Star Sports Radio Network. Going to take a quick break.
Welcome back to JJ's on Dickson Street. Oh, Razorback Zach hanging out with you. And I got Dylan Madden hanging out with me from the man cave.
Glad you remember my name.
Dude, I have
There's
eaten
some stuff. We are cooking something up right now. We got something for y'all.
We've got something great going on. But here's the other part, too, is that the service here has been fantastic. The atmosphere been here has been great. Unfortunately, Hogs lost. Heartbreaker. But Arkansas did lose. But it's been a fantastic afternoon. Thank you to everybody that's been watching. Dylan, let me switch gears for a minute. And I want to talk something not really Razorback related, but sports related in general. And I want to talk about load management. Load management. It's been a hot topic as of late.
Has it been hot or has the seat been pretty warm?
I mean, it's been pretty warm.
Yes, sir. I think, man, these people get paid so much money, and I understand there's ins and outs to load management. I do. Like, there's a saying, like, you got to put the tape on, or you got to put your tape out there. And if you're hurt and you're going to put some bad tape out, then don't play. I understand that. But I do think there's a point where you're not hurt. This is mainly in the NBA. The NBA is by far the worst at it. And it's just getting to the point of ridiculousness how much time these players take off. I mean, I read a story, Zach, I read a story today that Ben Simmons' knee was hurting in practice, so he's going to be taking off the next 2 or 3 games.
Well,
that's just
okay. So wait a minute. When you have an injury, not really a pain, because pain in your ass doesn't qualify as an injury. Well, when you have a legit injury, I don't count. When you have a legit injury from like the knee, the ankle, the leg, the hip, running as much as you do, that I can actually kind of understand.
Right, and that goes back to like if you're running down the field and you're obviously gimpy, there's a point to where that you need to be able to get off the field because you aren't able to play at 100%. I'm not saying that everybody plays at 100% all times, but I'm saying 95%. If you're at least 80 to 75%, you need to be out there playing. And if we keep on going back to this, let's lengthen the seasons more. Let's play more games. Let's do all of this. Why should we extend the season more when they're not even able to play the whole season?
Well,
don't say money.
Well, absolutely not. These guys make enough as it is. But you guys talked about this on the Man Cave the other night. If you have a family of 4, regular mid-income or what do they call it?
Middle income. That's fine.
Yeah, sure. When you have that, most of these families have just enough money to go to this game. How many games Jordan missed? Legitimately.
Man, not many.
I'll wait. How many games
I will say
missed?
this.
I'll wait.
We're not going to talk about the mailman today, okay? We're not going to talk about the mailman. But yeah, there's no reason to me for these players to miss 15 games at a time. I understand they do have a lot to do. Like they basically work 6 days out of the week. And that is a little heavy load.
So does the NFL. Name one NFL player that sits out.
I can't.
Name one Major League Baseball player that sits out. My point
Can't.
exactly.
I'm right there with
Point
you.
exactly.
Like, I feel like it's to the point that we need to shorten the seasons. If we can't get the players to play, shorten the season. It's going to affect their money. It's going to affect everybody's money in that situation.
No, it's not. Guaranteed.
Well, that's the thing. If you shorten the season, that's less money that's coming in. So if you have less money coming in, all the NBA contracts are going to start going down because you have players making $40, $50 million per year right now. And it's nice to meet you. You have players making $40, $50 million a year right now. That's kind of ridiculous when they're playing maybe 50% of the games. What's that?
I get that, but at the same time, when you sign a guy, good example. Ezekiel Elliott, I think it's $95 million a year. 95, some outrageous millions of dollars a year.
It's not 95, I can tell you that much. But he probably does make quite a bit for a running back. Yeah.
He can't average 100 yards a game.
The backup is probably better than him most of the time. Tony Pollard, he's been better than him.
I get it. I'm crapping on my Cowboys. Okay? However,
are you taking that power away from me?
Because I know what you're fixing to do. But however, you don't see him sitting out going, I don't have it. Dak Prescott, you don't see him sitting out. Russell Wilson can't throw a touchdown in a barn. Couldn't fix a game if his brother was the governor. But you don't see him sitting out.
I believe that's because all the NFL contracts, it's not that they have in the contract that they have to play so many games, but so much of their contract isn't guaranteed. The fact that, like, if you get put on the injury list, I think you get a different form of a paycheck. And you have Deshaun Watson. He's the only guaranteed contract in the NFL.
Go there, didn't you?
I'm going to move around, but let's take who just got paid. Somebody just got paid. Kyler Murray. He's got I think he's getting like $50 million a year, and $50 million. Put it that way. But a lot of it's nothing. But that's not the point. A lot of with Kyler Murray's contract is locked up in incentives. He has to throw so many touchdowns. He's got to throw so many yards. And I agree to a certain extent. The NBA has completely gone off the walls. They should never go completely guaranteed. And I think the MLB is completely guaranteed, honestly. But the fact about it is they still play. And I understand the NBA, there's a lot of wear and tear there, but it's not any more wear and tear than the NFL has. Let's all be honest.
Yeah, but come on, man. You can't. All right, I'm going to go ahead and say it. The NBA is soft. All right. I have
inclined to agree.
I have never in my life ever seen a weak basketball league.
I think these great waitresses at JJs were wanting to get in if they wanted to say something or not. The service has been great. They have been great today.
Hey, we got one coming. Uh-oh. He's walking with a purpose.
She was walking with some mission. She was on the way. All right. There's that.
Perfect. Right. My name's Haley.
Haley.
Hey, we got another Haley. Wes, we got another Haley.
Yeah.
Yes, we're the Haley twins.
Your name's Haley too? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Like, how long y'all been working at JJ's? 8 years?
I've been working 9 months.
Okay. 9 months. Y'all both still in school or no?
I'm in high school.
Oh, you're in high school.
I'm a senior in high school.
All right. Take a seat. I guess I got this all to my own now. So, what's different about JJ's? Because I've been to a lot of bars in my life. I don't want to brag or anything, but what makes it different? Like, why is it so friendly here?
I say the servers, the bartenders, and the hosts, like we all kind of make it that environment because we're all very close here. We all have dope personalities, and we all come to work wanting to make it a good day, and that energy bounces off to the people that come here. And like
It's almost like an attitude thing. Every day you're wanting to come in and like you don't want to come in mad or anything. You just want to come in and have fun with your friends while doing some work, I guess. Yeah. And sometimes get on a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I will say, I feel like our JJs, as well as other JJs, but we work well as a family. We see each other more than not just coworkers, but as like friends and family as well. It makes us
Okay.
work better together. We can talk to each other. It makes it more fun.
That's really good. I know our other waitress, I think she went home, but she was like, yeah, I'm about to clock out, but I'm still going to be on. And we're like, okay. And so she was like, yeah, I'm going to go hang out with some of the people, my coworkers. I was like, oh, so it is like a really friendly atmosphere. It's not one of those. There's a lot of places that say, yeah, we're friends, we're family, but they don't actually act like it. And it's good to know that, like, at least this JJ's. And I haven't been to a lot of JJ's. Actually, it's my first time at JJ's. So it's nice to know. What do you say?
Welcome.
Even though we
I
work here
appreciate it.
together, we hang out with each other outside of work. And then, like, we live here,
Yeah.
basically. As soon as we clock out,
Yeah.
we could be like, oh, I got to go home. The next thing you know, we're here for the next 2 hours together. So,
Yeah.
I will say your
That's good.
server is sitting over there at the bar with a couple other coworkers that just got off.
Yeah, I see her. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, she was saying something about the chicken club or something like that. How it was her favorite. So let's get to it. What's y'all's favorite menu item? I had the mushroom and Swiss today. My girlfriend was gonna sit there and say, "Of course, he had the mushroom and Swiss." It's what I always get. So what's y'all's favorite?
I have
That's hard.
mine.
That's so hard. Mine, I like find my favorite. I fixate on it, and then I get tired of it, and then I have a new favorite. Fixate on it and get tired of it. So it's like really hard to pick, honestly.
See, I'm the one that's always ordering the same thing. I don't know what it is about me, but I'm always ordering the same thing.
So I get our JJ's chicken wrap almost all the time. It's my favorite thing. There's ranch, it's chicken, it's lettuce. I feel it's not too much, but it's just enough. But I love our mushroom Swiss.
Okay, so y'all really are twins. I don't know what just happened. Hey, Zach. Never mind, we're good. We're good. We're good. Nothing, we're good. All right, so you say you go to school, you go to Fayetteville. Are you going to come to Arkansas or?
Yeah, so I go to Farmington High School.
Oh,
No, you're good.
Sorry.
In the fall, I'm going to be starting at the U of A for sports medicine and exercise science.
That was actually my first ever major. I didn't end with that, but we're not going to go there. I didn't go to Fayetteville, or I didn't go here to Arkansas. I went somewhere else. We're not going to talk about. So what are you studying right now?
I'm majoring in apparel, merchandising, and product development, and I have a minor in business.
Okay. So let me ask you this: how's this working for me? Don't lie.
Listen, you just need some more right here, jewelry on the neck. Yeah.
Well, there you go. There you go.
You see the difference that accessories
I'm
make?
sorry.
It's all about the accessories. Like you can have a plain outfit, t-shirt, jeans, tennis shoes, but the watch, the earrings, the necklace, sunglasses, hats is what really makes the outfit come together.
And how you wear it, confidence with it
Exactly.
too.
100%.
So I appreciate y'all stepping in here. I'm gonna let y'all get back to work, and if y'all ever need anything, just come over here, and if y'all want to get back on, we'll be able to talk to you.
100%.
Appreciate y'all. What were we talking about, Zach?
You were having the time of your life, weren't you?
I don't know what you're talking about at all.
Horse manure.
Sir, your mic was muted the whole time, and I love it. I just love it for you. It's great radio. I just want to let you know right off the bat. Hey, man, I'm just saying, JJ's is a great place.
Hey, if you're just joining us, we're broadcasting live a stone's throw away from Reynolds Razorback Stadium, JJ's on Dickson Street. If you're not here, you need to get here. And if you are here checking us out, come by, say hi. We might even put you on air, or Dylan might. We don't know. But
I might get
anyway,
fired
talking
today.
about load management. Let's switch gears. Let's switch gears and talk NIL for a minute. NIL transfer portal. The way that the NIL is now, I honestly believe contracts need to be capped out $500,000.
I mean, I can see that. It levels the playing field for everybody. However, I'll ask this for you. What happens to those that don't have any NIL money? They still have a cap of $500,000, but where's their money coming from? Like Kansas State, I don't think they have just an expansive NIL program.
But but at the same time, these kids making $1 million per. A little outrageous. You might as well call the NCAA the NFL G League.
Let's talk about a Jaden Rashada, who I think he signed his letter of intent at Florida, and he signed his NIL money or his NIL contract, and he had a progressive contract where first year was like $100,000, second year was like $300,000, and if he went all the way to his senior year, it was like $1 million, and he wanted to back out because it wasn't what they talked about. So we have to go after this stuff in recruiting too.
It wasn't. But again, why? That is a kid right there that's only after money.
Yes, but
I get it. I get it. We're not supposed to criticize kids because they're 17, 18, 19 years old. But that was a selfish move on that kid's part, and that will ruin him in the future.
Correct.
That goes to show you. Woo, you got it.
Hey, man, turn that damn jukebox on. But
Shout out
Deion
to
Sanders. Deion Sanders said, like, whenever he's recruiting people, the first thing that comes out of their mouth better not be about NIL, because if it is, he's done with them. He's not taking them.
Well,
he wants people to
look
come
at
there
Alabama.
for a culture fit.
Look at Alabama.
Get
Nick
whoever.
Saban. There was 2 kids that came to Alabama that wanted to play for Nick Saban. However, they wanted his mom to have involved or something along those lines. Nick Saban looked at him and said, "This ain't the place for you."
Yeah. Let me ask you this. This is kind of a no, I'm not gonna go there. Never mind. We're gonna move on. I'm sorry.
Trying to get off the air, aren't you?
I can't lie. I was gonna go somewhere I shouldn't have gone, but I mean, like, Nick Saban has that opportunity though. Like, if any coach in the NCAA can do that, it's Nick Saban.
I got nothing against kids making money. Okay. But you're there to get an education, not to play football, not to make millions of dollars, to get an education. One blow to the head, good example. Tua Tagovailoa, 2 concussions 1 year. This kid could have ended up in the hospital or in a wheelchair for life.
As my fellow Durkin said, he was up there throwing gang signs.
And I'm not making fun of the kid. Okay?
And he's not a kid anymore. He's a man.
But hey, he's still a kid in my book, all right? But you have to look at it. You're there to get an education. Okay? Not there to get to the league, not there to make money, there to get an education. So that NIL money needs to go towards that education.
And I think even Z said it on Just Off Markham the other day, is like, there's so many kids that came from not so great places that that could have taken advantage of NIL when he was at school. And he thinks, like, he gave a couple of numbers out, but he said that most of that should go towards, like, its future. he should focus on school for now. And if the NBA or whatever doesn't work out, then he has that money to fall back upon.
I will give you the one name that I think would have benefited greatly from NIL.
Go ahead.
You ready for it? Number 77 in the playbook, number 1 in your heart. Brandon Burlsworth.
Man, that dude would have been raking it in, wouldn't he? He would have raked that stuff in.
He is the greatest walk-on college football player ever. Grant Morgan is a close second.
You're not going to like
taking
what I have
anything
to
away
say.
from
You're not going to like what I'm about to say.
I don't like half of what you say, but, you know.
Baker Mayfield's got to be up there, too. He was a walk-on.
Give me a sec. We can fire people on air, right? He said Baker Mayfield's one of the greater walk-on players of all time. All right, I'm Razorback Zach. I hereby resign on air from anything with 4-star because these jokers are. No, I'm kidding. No, Yes and no.
What was that thing that what's his name? Ben something said, facts don't care about your feelings.
Sure.
Gotcha. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're good, man. No, what? I'm only strictly talking about Arkansas players. I'm not gonna lie. All right, there's a bunch of players across the country that could have benefited from it back in the day. And for all we know, there was NIL money happening and McDonald's bags under the table. Take that
Shout
for
out
what
Tennessee.
you will. But when you do this, though, when you this NIL deal, name, image, like, it's fine, but it needs to be regulated and it needs to be, controlled.
I feel like there's about to be some control going on. I'm pretty sure that the NCAA president is switching over. Or not president. It's somebody in the NCAA is.
NCAA president is the outgoing, and there's a new one incoming. However, the SEC is fixing to just take over everything. With the inclusion of Texas and Oklahoma, you're starting to see the dissolution of the NCAA as a whole. It's not even a legislative body anymore. They're going to make a rule in the next year or two. The SEC is going to go to hell.
That's so true. But yeah, I think with this new incoming NCAA guy, I think he's going to have more of a foothold on this NIL stuff and improper recruiting that seems to happen at an all-time rate. Shout out Lincoln Riley.
Okay, let me ask you this. Caleb Williams starts out at Oklahoma, goes to USC, wins the Heisman, but doesn't even sniff the college football playoff.
I mean, he also got Jordan Addison from Pitt, and Jordan Addison was very vocal about how he was promised something, but it never came. Or his Wake Forest, something like that.
You know, there's an old saying that great fences make good neighbors. And if you're looking for an affordable and quality property fencing option, choose Heritage Fence Company in Germantown, Tennessee. Now, they specialize in all kinds of custom fence builds, no matter what you're needing, whether it's a privacy fence, ornamental, a 3-rail farm, although they'll even do an electrical braid farm fence, and pool safety fences as well. So you can call Corey or John, and they'll work with you to build a fence that suits your needs and your wants. 901-326-2081. Corey, John, and their team, they're prepared to work with you to deliver high-quality fencing options for your home or business. Heritage Fence Company, 901-326-2081. 2081. Call Corey or John today. Heritage Fence Company, 901-326-2081. Fans, have you checked out the new 4-Star Sports Media YouTube page? If not, what are you waiting for? You'll find all your favorite 4-Star shows and exclusive content. It's easy to find. Just pull up YouTube on your favorite device, search 4-Star Sports Media. All the 4-Star shows are archived on the page, and while you're there, click on the bell icon and choose the all option so you never miss any of the great 4-Star Sports Media content like the new Ice Hogs podcast, the College Football Roundtable, The Point, and Inside the Hog Pen.
Yeah, welcome back to JJs on Dickson Street. Sorry about that. We've had technical difficulties. Unmute your mic.
Getting there. See, we're there. I think.
You gotta love technical difficulties. Everybody joining us, thank you for joining us. We're live from JJ's on Dickson Street, a stone's throw away from Reynolds Razorback Stadium, a few blocks down from Baum Walker Stadium. Woo, boy.
They got some good food here, don't they? Man, it's a pretty good vibe in here. I mean, it's pretty nice. I mean, I know it's only 4, almost 5 o'clock, but it's a vibe in here. We're just in here.
Well, I mean,
sitting around.
we've been here since they opened, and they've
been
just
the same ever since.
Well, the first hour or so, it was kind of dull, but once that Razorback game got going, and once the Hogs started tipping off, this place has been jumping ever since.
Everywhere.
This is absolutely 100% the place to be if you want to catch a Razorback game or just come out on a weekend or something.
That's right. I mean, you can make a trip just coming here.
Yeah. So before we had our technical difficulty, the NFL Combine is next week. All right, we got the draft coming up.
What are your
think,
Cowboys
man?
picking at?
There's a lot of talk about us picking up CJ Stroud. And I don't know quite how I feel about that.
What number are y'all?
I have no idea.
Well, I'm pretty sure y'all are in like the teens. I don't think CJ Stroud's going to last that long. I think CJ Stroud, he's going to be a top 10 for sure, in my opinion. I know a team that I sometimes keep my eye on. You know what? I think we're going to get the professionals in here. Not Matt. Jason,
we're going to get somebody.
Back.
We're going to get somebody here that actually knows a thing or two about the NFL draft and the NFL Combine, more than I do, for that matter. What's up, man?
In the friendly confines of JJs Bar and Grill here on Dickson Street, man, this place is incredible.
Right? We went back there. At one point, I want to try the bowling game thing back there. They got a miniature bowling alley in the back corner back here. But the Mirage on the back wall, I got to have it because you can barely see it from where we're sitting, but there is indeed a slobbering hog on the wall. So we're talking about the NFL Combine, and what name sticks out to you the most? Mute your mic.
Well, honestly, off the top of my head, I want to look back a little bit on how the recent Senior Bowl did. Okay, and a couple of standout performers for the Senior Bowl, and one of the ones that does stick out to me the most, and I know that we kind of talked a little bit about this, was the guy from from North Dakota, the North Dakota State. Sorry, I forgot his name off the top of my head now, Zach. I cannot believe that. My gosh. He had an incredible performance. Also, I want to see how people portray the Richardson kid from Florida, Anthony Richardson. There's been a lot of folks out talking about he's going to be the first quarterback taken off the draft. But at the same thing is that he does possess speed, which is what you have to have in the NFL. The only question that I have is his accuracy. Can he be accurate on the run in the NFL? When you got a guy that's 300 pounds, as large as you are, that can run run as fast as you can he still be accurate? And that's one of the things that you're not going to see until you actually get him into a situation.
Oh, absolutely. Now, one of the things you got to look at too. NFL players today, especially that quarterback position, mobile. They got to be a two-way quarterback. Okay?
Yeah.
Gone are the days of the pocket passer like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers. We'll throw Phillip Rivers in.
Yeah.
All right. You don't have those pocket passers anymore. Kids nowadays are a two-way player. All right. The RPO is a big thing in the NFL now. It's a big thing across all of college football. So that's one aspect you have to look at. Quarterback, I think, goes first. CJ Stroud.
No, I want to agree with you there, but then again, I also want to look at a player, the team's need, and it also depends on who the brass is, who that brass falls in love with. We saw that a few different times where you didn't see a Patrick Mahomes fly off the board first because GMs fell in love with another guy that was before him. Look at Tom Brady, for instance. I mean, that guy, you have a certain guy, and I love, and I know it's a movie, but Kevin Costner in Draft Day is a perfect example of this, where you have a GM that says, okay, we're going to go after this guy. We are going to make this guy our organizational quarterback. He is going to be the generational person that's going to turn this thing around for us. And then you get an owner that steps in and says, not so fast, my friend. And that does happen to this day in real life. in an actual NFL organization.
Now, hold on. All right. So what happens if Tom Brady, for example, he kicked Arkansas's ass in the 99 Citrus Bowl, but he goes 6th in the 6th round, like 118th, 120th.
199, I do believe.
Okay, so I was a little bit off. I don't do math well, so. But had Drew Bledsoe not been hurt, we don't know what his legacy would have been.
No, I'm telling you what, I think that Tom Brady should be sending Mo Lewis gift baskets each year, because if Tom Brady or if Drew Bledsoe doesn't take that hit to the sternum and knocks him out of bounds, you don't see Tom Brady. You don't know if he gets buried in that system.
If Drew Bledsoe would have not taken that hit, we would not. I will say it. We are not sitting here talking about Tom Brady being the GOAT.
So let me add on to that. So the NFL, I believe, is based on storylines. Sometimes they recycle storylines.
Yep.
You can talk about it in the man cave. So I believe the NFL recycles storylines a lot. We had Mr. Irrelevant this year go as far as he could to the NFC Championship game.
Yep.
And why did he get the start? The exact same reason why Tom Brady got the start. Because, well, in this case, 2 quarterbacks got knocked out, but
and he was third string too.
Yeah.
Third string.
Yeah.
Fourth?
Purdy
was third
fourth
string.
string.
Was he fourth string?
No, he was 4th.
But semantics. But that's the same thing. I feel like the NFL is just trying to recycle storylines, and they were trying to recycle Brock Purdy into the new Tom Brady role. It seemed like it.
Okay. Look at Tom Brady at the point in his career and compare him to Patrick Mahomes at the same point in their careers. You can't tell me Pat Mahomes is not going to shatter every single one of his records. Now, granted, you're going to throw in the fact,
Mahomes, right?
Granted, you're going to tell me Brady never started. Pat Mahomes did.
You know who Pat Mahomes reminds me of, right? Like John Elway, Steve Young. That's who. Listen, he runs the. Oh, I got him.
You're too young to know. You're too young to know about Steve Young, John Elway, or Joe Montana.
I didn't say Joe Montana. I said Steve Young. And
you're too young
John
to know
Elway.
about.
He does play like John Elway. He scrambles a lot. He does play like John Elway.
The next thing you're going to tell me is LeBron James plays like Jordan.
No, LeBron plays like Magic. Tell me I'm wrong on that one.
I mean, LeBron does have more points. I'm just saying.
Not where I was going with that.
I think he's going to explode over here.
Not where I was going with that, but I'm leaving that one alone. I mean, if he's playing like Magic, then he never mind.
I do see where you're coming from, D-Mad.
Hey, Wes is just off screen giving me the don't go there.
I do see where you're coming from with the Steve Young comparison. Yes, extremely mobile, highly accurate, making more with less sometimes. And I'm going to throw this out there too. With the storyline that you're talking about with Patrick Mahomes, you're starting to see more and more of what Tom Brady was having to deal with having some weapons here and there at the first of his career, towards the back end of his middle and the back end of his career. He's starting to have less. Yeah, he had Kadarius.
Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Okay. Who did he have early on? Gronk.
Yep.
I'm going to say this. Without Gronk, you see how Tom Brady's an 8-9 win quarterback. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
You're not wrong.
You're absolutely
44,
wrong.
45, 46.
He didn't have Gronk this year. Couldn't win jack crap.
Okay,
Even with Mike
this year. I'll agree with you
Who's
this
the
year.
last-
I thought you were talking about a
what team?
whole.
what team sent him into retirement?
Didn't he go to the Super Bowl without Gronk?
No,
Against
he
the
had
Rams?
Gronk in the Super Bowl.
Okay. Who was the last time they played? Gronk retired the year before Tom retired, right?
Gronk retired last year.
Yep. The first time he retired. Gronk retired 3 times.
But what I'm saying is, you take Rob Gronkowski away from Tom Brady, 8-9 win quarterback.
In his 40s.
In his 40s.
At age 45, yes, I'll agree with you. But he also lost Antonio Brown, too.
I think Antonio Brown's still trying to
Tom
find
Brady,
himself.
8-9 win quarterback at best.
Who was their tight end this year?
Cam Brate.
So
O.J. Howard.
Let me
O.J.
ask you
Howard's
this
not
then.
bad.
Let me ask you this then. Okay.
Byron Leftwich sucked this year.
Who made who? Did Belichick make Brady or did Brady make Belichick? Belichick ain't been nothing since Brady left. Even with the supposed
I don't know what that is, but I think.
Can we download
what
that noise?
Cam
for
Newton.
segments?
Cam Newton.
Clip that. Oh, Cam Newton.
Yes.
Okay. So I think they helped each other out. It's not he won because of Tom Brady or he won because of Bill. Because look, I mean they both aren't doing well. Like Tom, what are you looking at me? They're not doing well. Tom went to the playoffs, but he lost for the first time against the Cowboys in his entire career. But I don't think it's he needed.
And the only game that mattered was the team that sent him into retirement.
There's only 10 games that mattered to Tom Brady. And they were all Super Bowls.
I'm gonna save that for the man cave, and you know exactly where I'm going.
All right, let's get back to the storyline for just a second. You know, the reason why I say I compare, and I agree with D-Matt here, is that Pat Mahomes does remind me of a Steve Young because he is utilizing all of his weapons that may not be up to the par of what maybe a Tom Brady has had in the past. And he's able to make those players exponentially better. Tom Brady, when he was at New England, did he have a solid running back over a 3-year period, or was it somebody that they always plugged and played where they had 3 or 4 in the stable at a time, like what Kansas City's kind of trying to do with Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Isaiah Pacheco? They had Shady McCoy.
Pacheco earned his money, though.
Yeah, he did. He did.
That dude ran his ass off.
But you had Shady McCoy back there for a cup of coffee. He didn't really kind of pan out.
Shady was at the end of his career, though.
That was anyway.
Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, Le'Veon Bell is kind of like who was the San Francisco Frank Gore. All right.
Oh, I wouldn't compare him to Frank Gore.
Frank Gore is invincible.
That dude played forever.
I think he had an 18-year career, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that.
But I mean,
I was in high school when he was in.
You can't tell me Pat Mahomes has been dealing with an ankle injury for about a month straight going into the Super Bowl. And then he comes out second half of the Super Bowl and acts like nothing's wrong. Come on now. Come on now.
Toradol's a hell of a drug.
No. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Well, in football sense,
you've been watching the Man Cave. You've been watching the Man Cave. I appreciate that.
I'm your producer. Oh, at least somebody watches the Man Cave. Looking at you, Wes.
But
not even paying attention.
So we're getting back on track here for just a
At
second.
least somebody watched the Man Cave.
You know, and Dylan, you look to see if there is that generational talent in the NFL draft this year, outside of maybe a Jay Stroud. Do you see if anybody in there that could come in and directly make an impact from day one?
Yes, Junior, Will Anderson Jr. That dude is a man. That dude is going to be a wrecking ball in the NFL. Y'all saw what Philadelphia did this year. He's about to one-man army that in the NFL. That dude is ridiculous. I saw him firsthand. I mean, we watched him for 3 years tearing up the SEC. And that's not just easy to do, especially after year one where everybody starts recognizing, okay, that guy right there, we need to lock him down. And so they're going to start sending tight ends and running backs to chip him. And he was still making plays. It's ridiculous what that man was able to do. And I fully believe he can transcend that into the next level too.
Yeah, and you look at the makeup of him personally. He really reminds me of a Joey Bosa. With the frame, the height, the weight. I got to see I got to actually meet him at SEC Media Days last summer. And you look at him on the field, and he looks like he's a pretty good-sized guy, right? Like, he looks like he's pretty decent. He is a monster in person, a monster. And that's the reason why you see him going up against 6'6", 6'8" tackles, and he can manhandle them. His hand is probably double the size of mine. And I could not believe it. Like, he has got DeMarcus Ware type size hands. That guy wears a 6 or 7X.
Speaking of, shout out to my boy D Ware for making it in the Hall of Fame as a Cowboy, baby.
I was wondering when that was going to happen.
Hey, I'm pulling my best Pat McAfee right now. I'm standing up. I'm feeling it.
A blind squirrel can find an acorn or two.
You're going to make me kick your ass right on air, aren't you? Right in front of the boss and everybody.
You can
All
try.
I got
I'm
to
sure
do
this
is
would be the
once.
first fight.
I've had my ass kicked a couple times. I'll be all right. Hey, we're going to go to a quick break real quick, and then we're going to be rejoined again by Wes Pruitt. You are listening to 4-Star Sports Media live from JJs on Dickson Street in Fayetteville. Back right after this.
You know, there's an old saying that great fences make good neighbors. And if you're looking for an affordable and quality property fencing option, choose Heritage Fence Company in Germantown, Tennessee. Now, they specialize in all kinds of custom fence builds, no matter what you're needing, whether it's a privacy fence, ornamental, a 3-rail farm, or they'll even do an electrical braid farm fence and pool safety fences as well. So you can call Corey or John, and they'll work with you to build a fence that suits your needs and your wants. 901-326-2081. Corey, John, and their team, they're prepared to work with you to deliver high-quality fencing options for your home or business. Heritage Fence Company, 901-326-2081. Call Corey or John today. Heritage Fence Company, 901-326-2081. Fans, have you checked out the new 4-Star Sports Media YouTube page? If not, what are you waiting for? You'll find all your favorite 4-Star shows and exclusive content. It's easy to find. Just pull up YouTube on your favorite device, search 4-Star Sports Media. All the 4-Star shows are archived on the page, and while you're there, click on the bell icon and choose the all option so you never miss any of the great 4-Star Sports Media content like the new Ice Hogs podcast, the College Football Roundtable, The Point, and Inside the Hog Pen.
Welcome back to JJ's right here on Dickson. Guys, this is the best bar in Fayetteville. It's just a fact. There's no doubt about it. Best bar on Dickson Street. You got to get by here and eat their food. Their food's incredible. They've got really cold drink. I can tell you that because I have one spilled on me earlier during live. But guys, let me just tell you this. It's on Arkansas baseball team that absolutely looks incredible. They really came in today with a 10-3 win. And guys, let's talk about this Arkansas baseball team real quick as we get close to closing out here. When you look at this team, they've got one more game tomorrow, Sunday. I believe it's a 1 p.m. first pitch against a stingy Eastern Illinois team, very stingy team. You're going to have Holland, the freshman, being thrown again tomorrow. He looked really good in Texas. I will say that. I thought the young man looked incredible. Jason, what's your thoughts on this baseball team going in tomorrow, final game of this series against Eastern Illinois?
You know, Arkansas going into a Sunday ready for a sweep. They always had. Dave is always able to get their minds wrapped around, hey, we need to go out. We need to take care of business. It doesn't matter if it's Baylor. It doesn't matter if it's Oklahoma, Texas, Illinois State, Sister Mary Catherine School of the Blind. It doesn't matter who it is. He makes sure that they are focused and they are ready to take on their opponent that day to make sure that they can close out on a sweep, because you get too many teams and they say, okay, yeah, we ruled them on Saturday, got by them on Friday. We're going against their third pitcher on their staff. And usually teams like that, they only have probably maybe one or two good pitchers. And so you kind of sit there and think, okay, well, we're going to be able to see probably the junk part of their staff. And so we're just going to roll in there. No. That's not Dave's philosophy. It's not what he's going to do. He's going to make sure that those guys are zeroed in.
DVH's number one policy his entire career has been the most important game of a weekend is Sunday. In his entire career, he's said that. He's put freshmen on Sundays more than likely because he wants them to grow in that role. But he's always said that on Sundays is when you can either sweep a team, it's a rubber match, most important game, or you can prevent yourself from getting swept. And he says that's always been the most important.
Oh, I completely agree because, guys, when you think about it, this baseball team, I've been following them since probably 2015. So I've seen, say, the last close 8, 9, 10 years of this team. They have a way of finishing teams off, whereas a lot of teams around the country do not. And you see that especially pay off for them come Omaha. Look at last year. That was 2 brutal regionals that Arkansas had to go to on the road, which is very odd for that program. Talk a little bit about Baum-Walker Stadium. It's not too far away. Talk a little bit about the actual home field advantage that this Arkansas. He's got chill bumps.
I literally get chills thinking of Baum-Walker. I was at the game where Brady Soups hit a walk-off grand slam. I've been to the game where I can't remember who it was, hit a walk-off against LSU. I've been there for a lot of crazy events, and every time I think of Baum-Walker, I just start getting chills, and I just love that stadium. The atmosphere is always great. The fans are always locked in. Pitch by pitch, they're always locked in. They know when to cheer. They know when to shut up. They know when to sit down. It's always been the same ever since I've been there, and I've been going there my entire life.
You look at what happened 2 years ago against Nebraska in the Super Regional, and it still has a horrible taste in my mouth. Dave made sure that those guys were very present, remembering how close they were and how fast it slipped away. And, yeah, like to your point, Dylan, they were 2 tough regional and Super Regional. And they had to go on the road to Oklahoma State. And I really believe that the mental toughness that it took for them to get back to that point helped propel them into the World Series.
Even in the World Series, they had a really tough go about it too, and they were 1 game away. And I saw a lot of people saying that whoever won that Ole Miss Arkansas game was going to win the championship, but they had to grind out the entire postseason after the SEC tournament. They played their butts off the entire time, just grinding and grinding and grinding. They really showed a lot of maturity last year.
You saw the resurgence of Will McIntyre also towards the end of the season, and where they moved him off of that Wednesday, Thursday starter or Tuesday, Wednesday starter to that Sunday starter, Saturday starter. And you kind of saw the maturation of Will coming into that starting rotation. And now he's in that starting rotation, and now as that Saturday pitcher as he was last year towards the end of the season. How do you think that is going to help propel the Hogs when it comes conference season, knowing that he still has 3 solid starters, even with Jackson Wiggins going down?
I know Dave Van Horn, he's had a MO his entire career, especially in the last decade. He's got 2 guys he 100% trusts, starting on Friday and Saturday, going back to Blaine Knight, and man, I can't remember that lefty's name, but he was nasty. And they put that freshman, Isaiah Campbell. He had him as a Sunday starter. And
Are you talking about Blaine
always
Knight?
just been, Blaine Knight Friday, and they had Murphy. I can't remember his first name.
Nasty.
He's a nasty left-hander. And then you had Isaiah Campbell.
Yeah.
No, it starts with a J, I feel like, but it was Blaine Knight, Murphy, Isaiah Campbell, and it was just a nasty lineup. And then Isaiah Campbell was a freshman. The next year, he's your Friday starter. So he's always kind of aligned himself to have 2 just nasty starters out the gate. If you can get past these 2, you got another one coming that's kind of a little bit less experienced, but he's just as nasty. Will McIntyre got a lot of experience last year. If you go back to Kevin Kopps, he said a lot of the stuff that helped him, like with endurance when he was pitching, was staying out of those high-stress pitches. And so I know Will McIntyre probably learned that last year in the regionals, super regionals, and the World Series. So just having that maturity there is going to help a lot come the SEC season.
I tell you one thing that I've really been impressed with Dave Van Horn seemingly every season is he's got that guy that's going to close you out, completely lock you up. Kevin Kopps was that way. You look at Brady Tigert. I tell you what, man, that kid has got some energy about him. He's got some moxie. And, I mean, when you look at baseball pitchers around the country, there's not too many pitchers that didn't face more tough situations than Brady Tigert did last season. But this year, guys, he's coming in like gangbusters.
As a freshman.
Exactly, as a freshman. And as a, you make that freshman to sophomore leap. In my opinion, guys, Brady Tigert has made a hell of a leap coming into his sophomore season. What's your thoughts on that, Jason?
It's really hard to have a kid come in as a freshman and get out there and punch you out, lights out each time, come back in the sophomore season. Now they got tape on you. They know exactly what your tendencies are. They also know how you're going to pitch certain guys certain ways because you're going to be seeing them again. And it's imperative for him to come in that closer's role or that long closer's role to be able to punch these guys out again, knowing that they got tape on you. And that's where you talk about with the maturation process. Now you got the pitching coach and Dave looking at what do we need to do different with you now so that we make sure that we keep these guys off kilter a little bit. And we talked about possibly Brady seeing some of the starting role coming into the start of the season because you didn't quite know exactly what you might be getting if you wanted to see Will go back to that Wednesday, possibly Tuesday starter because he kind of thrived there, and then bring him back in towards the end of the season into that weekend role to kind of him a little bit because those Wednesday games he might have seen 3 or 4 innings, 5 innings tops, and you're only going to look at maybe getting a 6 or 7 inning start out of a Friday night guy anyway. But you had a guy come in that was a little fresher than some of the other you saw Jackson have a little bit of trouble on Sundays. Hagan had a little bit of trouble towards the end also, and then you're able to put Will in there and say, okay, we got a guy that's a little fresher than the rest of the guys, and he's able to kind of throw them off balance just enough that your Friday and your Sunday starters can go back in there and kind of tilt that table and have a little bit more success with them.
Yeah, most definitely. Guys, we got about another 15 minutes here, and we're going to close this thing out. But I guess I tell you, I mean, today has been an incredible day from JJ's. Man, it's been incredible food, incredible service. We're in an incredible spot. We're right smack in the middle of this place. There's a little nook that we fit in perfectly. And we really, really want to thank JJ's, thank Abby, their general manager, thank Wyatt for coming on with us earlier. Wyatt Gilbert with a great interview. The 2 Haleys that have been our servers today, you guys have been rock stars. But just to close it out, guys, let's talk about tomorrow. Final game of the series. You got Holland, the freshman, on the mound. Dave's got a thing with freshmen, man. He really does. How many innings do you think? Two questions for both of you guys. How many innings do you think Holland goes? And do you think Dave utilizes that bullpen a little more tomorrow in a Game 3 situation where you've already got the series won? Go ahead,
I think he's going to go 5 to 6. 5 to 6 innings probably. If he starts getting into early trouble, you might see him get yanked early. But I don't see him giving up more than 1 or 2 runs. He's kind of a fireballer. He's going to put it in there. He didn't walk very many people in his time in Texas. I think he's got a good shot coming in tomorrow. He's got a great offense behind him, so he has no choice but to throw strikes. I mean, you don't want to tense up in a game against Eastern Illinois.
I think he will see, probably 4 innings. A couple reasons. One, he is freshman. First series at home, a little jacked up. Don't want him to overthrow a little bit. You want to make sure that he's hitting his release points right. If he's not, like Dylan said, he's going to yank him quick. You're going to see probably a couple innings if he's inning or two, if his location's not there. If his location's there, I think he only sees probably 4 innings. The reason why is that you want to see Zach Morris get in there a little bit. You want to see if Brady can get in there a little bit, if it's still a little bit of a close game. If not, you have some other options to be able to throw some other guys in there that may not get to see a lot of weekend action. Getting them ready and saying, okay, this is what we're going to see here coming up in the next few weeks. I need you guys to be prepared. Maybe not to face a batter or two, maybe go an inning or two. If things start to go a little sideways, it can on Sundays. And we've seen that before. So I think through maybe 4 innings tops, and you want to make sure that he's going to be fresh come, game 40, game 50 of the season.
Yeah, I tell you, we've talked about it all day. Dave's won 800 here in Fayetteville. 800 games. He's only 200 games away from his 1,000th win in Fayetteville, Arkansas. That's impressive. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you've coached. In my opinion, that is on the Florida State, the legendary coach at Florida State, Augie, legendary coach at Texas. I think you're in the realm of that. Based on his legacy here at Arkansas. I do want to get Christian Johnson on real quick before we jump out of here, just to talk a little bit about the program as a whole.
Yeah, I'll jump off for him.
Yeah, but hey, once again, guys, you got to Friday nights, Dylan Madden, Nathan Wilson, the Man Cave. You got to check this show out. They're telling it like it is. It's raw. It's uncut. It's really good, man. It's a late night show. Sit back, smoke you a cigar, have you a little mixed drink, whatever.
Maybe hide your wives and hide your kids.
Yes. Put your earbuds in if you
got
to.
Personal slogan for it. My little personal slogan for it. If we offend you, we don't care. That's kind of my personal slogan.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to listen
before
to.
I get fired, I'm gonna let Christian on.
No, man, it's strictly on podcast, strictly on YouTube as well. Christian Johnson is going to come on and join us now, just to close out, talk a little bit of Arkansas baseball. When you look at this Arkansas baseball team, Jason, now the 6th game of the year, I'm pretty impressed with it. Dave Van Horn's won 800 games, as we've talked about numerous times now. Their pitching staff's deep. Their bats they just hit the ball, man. Like we talked about earlier with Josenberger, it reminds me of Moneyball in that scene. And Mason Choate tweeted it out yesterday afternoon, as a matter of fact. That scene in Moneyball where the guy's like, why do we want that guy? And Jonah Hill's in the corner and he goes, because he gets on base. That's what Josenberger does, but that's what the entire roster seems to do. Christian, you were there today. Give me your thoughts on that.
The game today. Man, the game today was just like most games at Baum Stadium. The crowd wasn't necessarily at capacity, but unexpected on kind of a gloomy day. But there was an energy level in the stadium, and the team fed off of it. I think, Eastern Illinois is nowhere near the program of Arkansas, but you can tell that they're doing something right at Eastern Illinois because they got some solid players. Their pitchers come in and throw it hard. They're not throwing 70, 80 miles an hour like some programs, like Grambling, for instance. I think Arkansas really struggles against teams that really don't have high velocity pitchers. And I think you saw today with Eastern Illinois is a game of who could hit the fastball the best. Both teams, for the most part, could hit the fastball. Arkansas just hit a little better, and it was a kind of close game to the end, 5-3. It never felt like Arkansas was going to lose. It felt like they were in control of it the whole way, and towards the end of the game, it kind of got out of hand and ended up being 10-3. But yeah, Arkansas's I think they're 4-1, 5-1. So it's a good start. But like I said, you never know how good you are until you get in the SEC play.
Man, that's a great point. 5-1 Arkansas right now on the season. Went down to Texas, and I thought they played well. And I mean, really, the way they responded coming off that TCU absolute thrashing. But in that game,
Kentucky just beat Auburn by 30.
Yeah, 30-point win, Kentucky over Auburn. That's a little surprising. Has Kentucky turned it around?
Yeah,
I'm kind of dreading them coming to Fayetteville. It'll be a close game, but I think with it being at home,
it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. But with Arkansas baseball, their pitching has been really good. Their bats have been really good. I'll be out there tomorrow for that final game of the series. You'll be out at softball tomorrow as well, covering that. But man, it's this town is so much fun. It's sports-wise, this town it's a level that I've never experienced. And every single seat, it just rolls right into the other. And the fan base. But talk real quick as we close. I do want to talk about the Arkansas baseball fan base.
The fan base?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a cult following because football, basketball, you have casual fans, you have hardcore fans, but baseball, either you love baseball or you don't. I mean, because it's unique from the other two sports, football and basketball. You got your hardcore fans that will go, if it's raining or they'll just go, man, because they love baseball, and it also helps Arkansas being really good, consistently good each year. A guy like Hog Noxious, who I saw today at the game, he called into the show the other day, but I mean he's into the game constantly. And he's entertaining.
You can tell he loves watching baseball, or he wouldn't be there doing all that every game, So,
man. So I tell you, Christian, those are all really incredible.
Went great today.
When you look at the fan base, Jason, just to close this out, you talked about guys like Hog Noxious. Called in and hit that line the other day. They talked about him being on the third base line, which my wife went to school here. She talked about him being on the third base line, and that was 2012, 2013. So now 2023, 10 years later, he's now on the first base side. He said he did. He said he wasn't forced to move. But when you look at a guy like that and you look at this fan base, and I'm really looking forward to going to tomorrow's game just to experience it. But there's something special about Baum Walker. There's something special about this city. But what is it about the fan base of Arkansas baseball that makes it so special?
They're consistent. That's the biggest thing is they're consistent. You don't have a weekend where you go and it's 3,500, 2,000 people. You don't. You're guaranteed all the boxes are going to be filled. All the seats down below are going to be filled too, and you're going to have guys out in the outfield, cracking up in the cold beer, and they're back there sitting grilling hot dogs, and they're waiting for that fly ball to get hit to them, and that's the consistency that you see that some fan bases they don't have, and that's what makes Arkansas so special.
And the hog pen, man. I mean, you have the regular bleach seats, they may not all be full at every game. That's kind of hard to expect.
Out of really anybody to be sold out every game.
Hog Pen seems to always have a bunch of people out there, and it's just rocking. Usually, I mean, it's that's where it's at. That's where the fun happens in the home stadium.
So, as we close, by the way, once again, 4-Star Sports Media, we've been broadcasting live for roughly 3 hours today, live from JJ's on Dickson. I've said it about 20 times this broadcast, guys. This is the best bar on Dickson Street. If you're in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and you want great food, great entertainment, a great spot, they got TVs like every 10 feet. I feel like they're everywhere. Come to JJ's. This place will get you taken care of. Great food, great drink specials, great waitresses, and more. But guys, as we close it out, tomorrow's a big game for Arkansas baseball. Got a big Louisiana Tech team coming in here in a few weeks as well, and then you get it all cranked up SEC play against Auburn. When you look at this team, we got some interesting news yesterday about one Tony Vitella was
slap on the wrist.
But it was a self-imposed suspension for Tony Vitella.
Hey, come on.
Yeah, so Tony Vitella was suspended for this weekend, guys. I think there's more to come with that story, to be honest with you.
Really?
Allegedly tampering with a Kansas recruit that has not crossed eligibility, which makes me feel there's some legitimacy there.
With the situation in Tennessee, I feel like, we're kind of trying to just say, oh, my bad. You'll sit out a weekend or whatever it is. And I don't think it's going to be anything long.
Situation with Tennessee, I feel like, they're kind of like he's going to be out a weekend or whatever. And then what do they got? Like 16 leave bomb walkers. So got some a chance to play behind the home crowd for a while. And, Arkansas baseball, they'll lose a game or two. They should.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Yeah, exactly. Man, we are 4-Star Sports Media. We're missing 2 guys. Really 3 guys. MC joined virtually. We got Nathan Wilson and Will Bass in the M-Town in Memphis. But it's been a great time. We've been here 3 hours today, broadcasting live from JJ's. Get down here. If you have not ate here in Fayetteville, you are missing out. Trust me. But for all of us here at 4-Star Sports Media, we say thank you to you for watching and listening. And most definitely thank you to JJ's for incredible service all day long. But yeah, and we're gonna run a spot for JJ's as well. I tell you, it's been a great time, been a lot of fun. Also, from all of us here at 4-Star Sports Media, we say have a good evening.